Welcome back to the Section 10 Podcast, episode 513, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 81-81 third place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the mother fucking building. Presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jake. But apparently it's not fuck yeah right now, Jake. Apparently it's not. Because, no disrespect. But T-Dog in the Red Sox Twitter tournament, T-Dog took down Jake. And before you say a fucking word, Tyler.
I haven't said shit.
You were thinking about it.
I was
before
plotting.
You say a
The guy's
fucking
constantly
word.
thinking about talking.
Oh my God.
That is true.
And by the way, shout out to Coley's mic. He's got a new microphone. And so if it feels weird listening to Coley, it's because you can actually hear him now. It doesn't sound like he's in a tin can with a microphone that's down the hall. He's got a brand new microphone. It couldn't be further. It couldn't be closer to his mouth right now. So if you got that crisp Coley audio, don't be alarmed. It's just the new mic and the new mic arm. So thank you to Underdog for that.
Jake.
Thank you to Jake and Underdog for that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to Jake and Underdog for that.
Shout out
And
Jake.
everybody in the DMs that was saying we can't hear Coley. Now you can.
Yeah. For a fucking 8 years.
The whole season. With the whole
No, this has been
No,
going on
no,
for a
no,
while.
I know you never listened to Section
All right,
10
spare
before this year, but it goes back years that he's never had a microphone that was like super great or close to his mouth. But now it's the best microphone he's ever owned, and it couldn't be closer to his mouth.
Someone else on the show bought me the previous mic that people had complaints about, so I don't want to hear it.
Did I buy it?
Nope.
Did Jake buy
Let's
it?
keep it moving now. We can keep it moving.
Steve bought it.
What's the next topic? So Tyler beat Jake, unfortunately.
No, whoa. Nope.
Steve bought the microphone that you used before?
Yeah.
Wait, the one that you were using as recently as this season? That was the same one?
No, but it was the
Okay.
one before this one, which also received
I mean, they all
complaints.
suck.
They're all
suck.
bad. Yeah, they're all bad. So we
Again,
we finally solved it. I think this one's great.
This is going to
Not
be
the mic
crazy.
guy.
Like, being able to hear Coley is going to be like, wait till
I
you
know.
guys hear this fucking guy's takes.
He had
He's
great
been on
takes
the
when you couldn't even
podcast-
hear him. Now you
He's
can
been
actually
on the
hear him.
podcast since 2018. You're going to love this guy. He's fucking hilarious. He's very witty and he's very smart. That's Coley Mick. So check him out on Section 10. Also check out the Underdog Fantasy app, because I know that baseball season's over, but listen, you can still get in on the action because it's football season and it's here to stay until February.
That's definitely what it says.
Yep. Making picks on Underdog, it's straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head on over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app on UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign in with the promo code Jared. That's Jared, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick-em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus. Do I have to read all this, Jake?
No idea, to be honest.
Gotta be 18.
Gotta
You
be
simply
18.
Gotta
must
be
be
18.
18.
Yeah, gotta be 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates.
Mhm.
Terms apply.
Mhm.
And then there's a bunch of other stuff. So,
Just know that there's other stuff, all right?
Yeah,
If you're listening.
Read it in like the fast voice. Like
Hey,
It
everyone's
listen,
may
I'm
emotional.
or may
I'm not
not apply
responsible.
to you.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not responsible for any of that.
Be aware. There's stuff that could definitely apply to you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'll cross that bridge when you get there. I promise. There are safeguards in place.
Yeah.
If it applies to you, you're gonna find out. So just like be ready for it to
So
apply to you.
fast.
Maybe.
Just be aware of what applies to you, because it might not apply to someone else. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Say something.
Don't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah.
You know?
Be alert. Head on a swivel out there.
You,
all right?
yeah, you open the Underdog app, you fucking better have your eyes peeled, bucko. Don't think you're just gonna traipse into the dog and there won't be terms or conditions. There's gonna be
Right.
both.
Right.
Fuckhead.
Yeah. Just stay on your toes when it comes to the dog, you know?
This is not a laissez-faire sign up, all right?
No.
You
ready.
come in lackadaisical, you're gonna get smackadaisical. That's what's gonna happen by these TNCs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Red Sox Twitter tournament, right? This is the third year, T-Dog, that it's been held, right?
believe so.
I won both years that it was held, and then I said, you know, let these people try and contend.
Oh, you didn't say these people. You were trying to push a specific narrative of a specific person.
Yeah, I wanted Jake to win, but here was my fear, T-Dog. Here's my fear.
Speak to me.
Was if I handpick Jake, it's different to endorse him before the tournament starts versus interfere and force him to a championship. And I didn't want people to resent Jake and not like Jake because of my actions. So when you matched up against Jake, I was like, I'm just gonna let whoever wins win. I had no problem helping Jake if I needed to in other rounds, which I think you just won on your own,
he
right,
beat me
Jake?
straight up. He beat me. I just
Yeah,
want
I
to
didn't
say
even
real
step
quick.
in.
You
Congrats
murdered
to
Spear,
Jake.
right, Jake?
He beat me straight up. Yeah, coming off a Spear win.
Jared did help me on Spear, but
Oh, okay. But still,
okay.
still.
All right.
I said it that when we were doing the World Series stream, I was like, Jake's going to beat me. He's polling great. He's the rookie of the year. He didn't get suspended
Yeah.
all year. He got the
Rookie
win.
of the year. Yeah. But then up against T-Dog, I know the Milliken Militia, the fucking the whiny babies of the Milliken Militia would have
fucking mouth. Don't talk
cried
about my
their little
fucking crew like that, you fucking fraud.
prepubescent
Watch your
eyes
fucking
out
mouth.
if they didn't get their fucking woolly mammoth to the finals.
Woolly mammoth? Are you fucking
So I
kidding
was
me
like-
with this disrespect?
I was like, all
they
right,
showed up
I'm
and they
not
kicked
gonna
the fuck out of
interfere.
Jake. They kicked
I'm
the
not
fuck
gonna
out of
I'm
him.
not gonna do
That was
anything.
close.
Like if I wanted to, could I defeat Tyler fucking 70-30 in favor of Jake? Absolutely, I could have done that. Absolutely. But I wanted the best man to win. And he didn't. So but Tyler ended up winning. And congratulations to Tyler.
Jake, you clap. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tyler. Just know that I would have fucking wiped the floor with you if I was in this thing. Just know that.
You saw
But
people looking
congratulations.
back to a year ago, right?
I'm sorry, what?
People were all looking back. They're like, remember last year, Tyler and Jared went up against each other. They're like, Tyler was winning for like, you know, maybe the first hour before it like was out there on Twitter. And then you retweeted it and absolutely murdered me.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't deserve any of the credit. It's all to the Milliken Militia. They fought. They battled. They kept showing up.
Yeah, shout out to the militia.
They carry again and
Yeah.
again. And Jake, you're the best competitor somebody could ask for. I'm going to take the high road here.
Yeah. No, that was nice of you to say. But like I said, me not interfering and allowing you to win, Tyler, in exchange for that, you have to win the whole thing now, or there will be punishment.
Let me just say something. Coley is still in this tournament.
Right.
That's crazy.
I don't have a militia.
Cole Dog. I wouldn't even call it an army. It's just like a group of gang members that roll behind you that are dangerous.
What is that? What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Coley's people, they just like, you don't see them much, you don't hear them much, and then they just show up and they start beating the fuck out of you out of nowhere.
What are you talking about?
That's just what I've always
What
sensed from
precedent
Coley's
have they
people.
set?
Gang members.
There was that tweet that Coley absolutely murdered me on a couple months ago that I don't remember, but Coley just showed up and then everybody else showed up and they were like, Tyler's the biggest fucking idiot I've ever seen in my entire life. How has nobody ever said this before? And that was it. I got completely ratioed by Coley.
You said something in like the first inning in that tone you have
Yes.
that I just didn't care for.
It was a Brian Bayo start
I
in
figured
Baltimore.
it was Bayo related. Oh, yeah. It was when he threw like a perfect game through 8 and then let like a bloop single go through. And you were like, this fucking guy just doesn't get it.
I did not.
That's exactly what happened.
That is not exactly what happened. I think he had given up a homer, and I was like, hopefully this doesn't spiral out of control or something like that.
Bayo pitched a gem, and you were like, this guy just won't get it together.
I think there were like 2 outs, too. It was like 2 outs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Tyler, you could have held on to this one. Like, he's about to get out of the inning. If
You were
this
like,
leads to something big.
This asshole just will never put it together. And I think I just posted his numbers. And yeah, like if I didn't tweet at you, you would have gotten the same responses because of how idiotic and asinine that tweet was.
I felt like before everyone was like, yeah, good point, Tyler. He has spiraled in some starts recently. I think the one before that was the KC start where he went off the tracks. But hey, Coley's
I think we're
people
getting
showed
away
up.
from the main point here,
Continue.
which is if you don't win the whole thing, there will be repercussions.
That's not fair. I don't deserve that.
I know.
Coley should be the exception.
What do you mean?
Like, if I lost to anyone that wasn't Coley, okay, I could understand.
You're
where
the rookie of the year.
Whoa!
Actually, no, you're not.
No,
Whoa! You
he's
said
not.
it. Jake, cut that, please. Send that to me, please.
You're
I
the
need
rookie
it.
of the year runner-up.
No, you said I'm the rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year runner-up. I didn't get to finish my
you
sentence.
didn't let him
You cut him
finish
off.
it.
Are you serious? You guys are
You
going to
cut
start
me
lying?
off. By the way, don't ever cut me off again.
I didn't.
Rookie
You said
of
it
the
very
year,
clearly. You paused.
runner-up. Yeah, I think. Is there a chance that you match up with Coley at some point?
Yeah, it would be the championship, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, you would get Coley in the championship. Coley,
Yeah.
who do you have in the next round? Do you know?
No clue.
I have a great challenger. Someone who is truly a
Devers
real
Enjoyer?
threat. Yes.
Who do I have, Tyler? I know you know.
I really don't know. I'm sorry.
I don't believe that.
Hold on.
Is it Will Fleming?
I think it is Fleming.
That
yeah.
sounds
It's Will
right.
Fleming.
Oh, wow.
That is a tough matchup.
Listen,
You just smoked
I-
Karen, though, right? You just smoked TC? I think?
I cast my ballots very publicly. I don't like people think I'm hiding behind the shroud. I voted for TC in the last round. It's patently absurd that I beat Tom Caron, who's like the voice of the Red Sox pre-post. Like he's the face of Nesson,
Yeah, for 30 years.
the station that carries the Red Sox games. And they're like, no, let's give it to the McMahon. Like that, patently ridiculous.
It's been some interesting results.
What do you mean by that, Steve?
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about other matchups. I knew Jake was
Yeah.
going to beat me. Just saying, there's been some interesting results I've noticed.
Why'd you know that Jake was going to beat you?
I told you before it happened. Jake's
What do you mean?
polling well. I haven't polled well in these since I was paired with Garen Austin. That was the last time I think I won one of these things with Garen. I forget exactly what that was, but there was some bracket and it was kind of cheap that we were paired up together. But
Yeah.
no, Jake's the man. Of course he was going to win. I thought, Tyler, you have a very loyal audience. You have a very loyal following.
Yeah.
I still thought Jake was going to, I thought he was going to squeak it out. It stayed like 53-47 kind of the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jared, you did step in at the very end, did you not?
There was literally
you?
60 seconds left. I said, I quote tweeted it when there was it said 1 minute remaining, and I said, this one's a close one.
I think it went from someone tweeted it and I read it. They were like, it went from 57 to 53% in that 1 minute or like whatever it was.
But there was 1 minute left. People were like, "Oh, you tried to get him to lose." I'm like, there was not enough time to move the needle enough to cost Tyler the whole thing. There's no way.
What's
If
the
I wanted you to
punishment here?
lose, I would have done it like 2 hours before.
Thank you for sparing me.
Yeah, I did spare you.
What's the
Jake?
punishment if he doesn't win?
I was like kind of just throwing out ideas of like having him. I think it would be funny if he like went to Yankee Stadium and did the Yankees roll call in like a Ben Rice t-shirt.
He was his option. He got bought out. Ben Rice, that's his spot.
Yeah. I'm just spitballing ideas.
There should be something he hates, like going to Fenway Park.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like we should have him go to Fenway in a Red Sox jersey and root for the Red Sox.
You guys are the worst. dude.
Talk
Or go
about
to-
hell on earth.
Go to the 99 and complain about the food, like really
No.
cause an issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to be booted. Actually,
Yeah.
this won't be my 99 location soon, so options
Go to
are
the
up.
99 and send the meal back when it comes, but it's his favorite meal.
Say it's the worst meal you've ever had.
Like, yeah, no, these gold fever wings are fucking trash.
Buffalo.
man.
I do not get the gold fever.
I'm sorry. You see how defensive he gets?
Sorry, that irked me
Out
a
of all
little
the
bit.
things, we said go to Yankee Stadium in a Yankee jersey, and he's like, yeah, maybe. Don't ever fucking say that I eat the gold fever wings at the 99. That is not my order.
I hate sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, wow, welcome to the offseason. Welcome to the offseason, everybody.
Why? What happened? Did someone lose the World Series?
Yeah, no, see, the whole thing was, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, and Jake can back me up on this, on Baseball is Dead. And I know Coley's been there with me. You know, I check in on his other programming, which we'll talk about. What, Tyler?
Oh, is someone getting suspended for something they said?
No.
Oh.
No, not suspended. Not suspended, but I did get dragged into something I wasn't involved in.
Oh, you were directly involved.
No. Coley said on mixtape that's not mixtape. He was talking about the clip from 2018 about Aaron Judge walking by with the boombox and said that me and Steve basically jumped him and disagreed with him. I listened to the same clip. My voice does not appear.
Oh, it does. It absolutely does.
No. What did I say?
You said not as bad. Steve was.
Can we play the? Let's play the audio.
Do you have the audio, Coley?
I saw Coley's reply. It wasn't like that. I don't think I really said anything that bad.
Do we have the audio, Coley?
I don't think either of you said anything that bad, but
I
there
didn't
was
say
pushback
a
from
word.
both.
I didn't say a word.
Oh, yeah, there was.
I did not say.
We're gonna
I did
get
not
the
become
audio.
an Aaron Judge Bobo until
no one
like
said any
last
of
year.
that. No one said any of that. There was just weird. I thought it was weird considering we were playing the Yankees in the playoffs that there was any pushback that I was like, Aaron Judge would never do anything.
Was there pushback? I don't know.
Not for me. Not for me, Steve.
I'm trying to find it.
Now, if you heard the clip, Jared, do you think there was any pushback from anyone?
Steve.
I'm sending you the clip.
All right, send me the clip. We'll listen to a raw dog.
Let's raw dog it.
A raw dog.
Yeah, let's raw dog. Yeah, let's do a little raw dog. This is from,
2018-10. Tyler, listen to this shit. You're gonna love it.
Episode 213.
This is
Wait, what's this episode? Wait, this was exactly 300 episodes ago.
213. This was 300 episodes ago, T-Dog. You ready for some old school Section 10? This is my first time hearing this one. All right, now, when you're listening, listen for my voice. Listen for my voice.
Him playing New York outside of the Red Sox.
You got to be the only person saying that, by the way.
Probably, but it's just such a loser move.
It is.
And like I was talking to Tommy Smokes after the game. He was like, Derek Jeter would never do that, and he's right.
God, no, you would
Derek
never.
Jeter wouldn't even consider that because he'd be like, I mean, we haven't won anything yet. It's 1-1.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
I've won
Correct.
a billion World Series.
Well-
Like, I know. Like the Patriots would never do that. Like real franchise. Like I honestly think, and people think I'm trolling with this, so I don't know how many times I have to fucking say it so people get it through their stupid fucking heads. The Yankees, as long as Aaron Judge is on this team, are never going to win anything.
That's a quote card.
Why is that?
Never, because that's such a loser move. He's got such a loser
that's a singular
mentality.
thing. That's a singular thing.
But it's one of those singular, like trading Babe Ruth was a singular thing.
It was.
Look at that
It
fucking
got
ripple
him
effect.
got him off the team.
Right, I would get Aaron Judge. If I'm the Yankees, I'm seriously considering. I'm like trying to trade for like.
Where the fuck
Oh, I think that
did
was
I push
short.
back? I agreed with you. I said correct. That was the only time I heard my voice.
Point. You said, why is that as well?
Yeah, because I'm a great podcast host and I'm trying to get you to
He's
elaborate
keeping
to
the
say more
combo
things.
going.
Did
He's
I
keeping
say
Yeah.
some
like I
points.
needed
I'm like,
anyone
all right,
to
tell
keep
me
me
more,
going?
Coley. Tell me more.
I was
Yeah.
fucking lubed up going down a slip and slide on Mount Everest. I didn't need anyone to help me along during that rant. I did.
But
need
you
to
were
spit,
saying it was
sounded like.
you were calling him out for it, so I'm saying it is a clown move to do that. Like I don't know if I was pro Yankees there. I don't think it was pro.
I don't think you
Yankees
were
at
pro
all.
Yankees. I just don't think you were. It was like I was beating the shit out of someone, and I was looking for my pals to join in, and you were both just like, eh. We're all
I definitely
set.
expected
gonna
more,
sit
like
this out.
more over the top from us. Granted, it was a isolated clip. We didn't have anything extended past that, so maybe that's part of it. But I do remember us all being pretty specifically like, "LOL, Judge did that, and they lost the next two." I remember that.
There's never been a more outside of 2003 and 2004. There's never been a more anti-Yankee year in my life than 2018, and I
Sure.
blame Dan Katz. Dan Katz, I swear to
Pinstripe
God.
Dan?
Yeah, like, so obviously I fucking despise the Yankees in 2003 and 2004. And then after like opening day 2005 and like Rivera and like, yeah, I was like upset when Johnny Damon went to the Yankees, but like it wasn't like 03, 04. It was kind of just like a curse that got put into a box, and then the box was stuffed away in an attic. And then in 2018, Giancarlo Stanton went to the New York Yankees, and I wanted him on the Red Sox. Everyone knows that narrative. I wanted Stanton here. And that first, like, couple weeks of the season, Dan Katz was like, why don't, like, you hate the Yankees. I'm like, no, I don't. My take was, now that like the Red Sox Yankees rivalry is dead, I hate any team that stands in the way of the Red Sox winning the World Series. If that team is the Twins, then fuck the Twins. I hate them. I'm going to troll the Twins. And Dan Katz was the one that said, you hate the Yankees. You'll always hate the Yankees. You're a Red Sox fan. You have to hate the Yankees. Stop denying. Stop suppressing your hatred for the Yankees. And whatever the exact words that he used were, it unlocked something in my core where I was like, you know what? I fucking hate this team. You're right. And I just unleashed the fury on Frankie and Hubs and fucking Tommy the whole year. I just let them have it. And the next year, 2019 with the Astro series. But now, I mean, he's right. But it wasn't true until he started to convince me of my hatred for the Yankees again. But now, like, I heard Kevin talk about this. He said he's retired from hating the Yankees. And here was his logic. I'm paraphrasing. He said, growing up, he's a couple years older than us. And us as in Coley, Steve, and myself. When we grew up, the Yankees were the team that spent the most money. They won the most titles. They always beat the Red Sox. And they were that team where it's like, I want to see their downfall. We've seen it, like the statue has been torn down. Like they're not the Yankees that we grew up hating. And it's not because the Red Sox Yankees rivalry, they don't win shit. Like they are the Dallas Cowboys of Major League Baseball, where it's like, yeah, you're going to talk about all the championships that you won in like the 90s, but we know in present day, you're not the team that spends the most. You're not the team that has all the best players. You're not the team that consistently goes to the World Series and wins it. And not only have they not been there in 15 years, like they finally got back and they got absolutely dildoed in the World Series. They weren't even a threat. Like that fucking article. Who was that? Sherman?
Embarrassing.
I mean, the Dodgers were thrilled that they got matched up with the Yankees. Like, they started popping bottles when they clinched the NLCS against the Mets, and then they partied again because they knew that they were playing the Yankees. It's like, that's not the end. I'm not saying I agree with Kevin. I'm not saying I'm retiring from hating the Yankees, but there was a certain level of like, when they lost in 19 to Houston, I was very happy. I was very excited about that. But this time around, like I knew that they were going to lose. I picked the Dodgers. I said that they were going to get throttled in the World Series, and that's kind of what we saw. I know that like Yankee fans want to pass around the statistics of like, look, like the batting average and the runs scored, it's so even. How do we lose in 5? It's like, because you had one big game. That's why. You stat padded in one game. The one game that you won. Outside of that, it was lopsided as fuck. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't hate the Yankees. I absolutely do. It just kind of feels different now because they're not the Yankees that we grew up hating. They're not the team that always wins the World Series and
every
always
May
gets the
they
big
are.
player.
Every May they show up. It feels like 09, feels like 99. Like their fans do that every year to the. I can only equate it to thinking
This team's
like
special.
Every year Aaron Judge is clutch. He hit a home run on May 23rd against the Nationals. That's what clutch means now. Like, they do it every fucking year. I can only equate it to thinking like we had the Nazi problem figured out in the 40s, and we now know we did not. Like, you can't give these guys 1 ounce of oxygen to breathe because they will pop right back up. I was thrilled when they lost this World Series, just like I was thrilled last year when Aaron Boone showed the 04 documentaries to a team down 0-3. Like, every year, it's as enjoyable as it always was. They're NFL fans. The Washington football team, they haven't won a Super Bowl since before all the Cowboys ones. They still celebrate every year the Cowboys get eliminated, which is every year. Like, that's what I look forward to. If the Red Sox aren't going to win the World Series, the next best thing for me is the Yankees losing. And they do it every year. I'm going to celebrate it as hard as I did in 03.
But it's a different feeling than when we were growing up, because that was real hate based off of them beating us. That was real hate based off of like, we aren't them. We're not as good as them. They keep winning the title. They keep having the trophy. So it's like, damn it, like that hate was built in jealousy.
Now I pity them.
Now we laugh.
Do pity them.
Now we laugh. Now, like when the Yankees lose, and there's always Yankee fans in the mentions, Jared. I know you get it, way more than any of us, but
I don't
they're
read
always
shit anymore.
No, but the point
I
being,
really don't. I don't give a fuck.
They're always in there being like, oh, when's the Red Sox game? And don't you have anything better to do? We clearly don't. Like every October now, it's just laughing at the Yankees. Like that's what we do. And it's a ton of fun.
The Red Sox playing? Oh,
they're not
tweeting from Cancun?
But we're just going to watch the Yankees lose. So it's like, that's going to be enjoyable.
Watching? What's wrong with hate watching?
Or watching. It's like seeing Judge strike out every time and have a 183 average in the postseason. That's hilarious. That's
genuinely
really funny.
Very funny. I always ask these people, like in 2018 when we played the Dodgers, were you big Red Sox fans? You fucking moron.
Or 2021 after you got knocked out?
Yeah, literally any time. But to Steve's point about jealousy, last season we finished with almost the same record as the Yankees. Like they finished 1-2 games ahead of us, 4th and 5th. They went out and got Juan Soto. The Red Sox didn't do anything. So like there is still reason to have jealousy when they are actively trying, and I cannot say the same about my own team.
Yeah.
Sure, but they're still playing at the top of the market. Like I know they're not the highest spender, but they're still top 5. Like that's where it's just like, all right, I'm still going to laugh at them, but those problems still exist in my life, even if we have 1-4 to their 1 since 04 started. Like that's all well and good. I'm trying to catch them. As unrealistic as that is, I'm trying to catch and surpass them. That's my goal. I wish there was one person in the fucking front office that had the same goal, because that would be splendid. Tyler?
I will say one of the things I did enjoy, and I don't know if you guys don't see it as much because you have like the older side of Twitter, but like the Devers enjoyer, like age range.
Do you want to win your matchup or not?
No, listen, I'm not giving you great press. Let me keep going. Let me finish the meal. You're seeing the Yankees fans that are like
promoting
not
the
fully
competition. There's nothing Tyler does more tirelessly, gives more effort to, than promoting the competition. That's what he lives for. It. He has to do it. Go ahead.
This has nothing with promoting anyone, but I'm trying to paint the picture for people who don't understand where I'm coming from.
So
but
I felt like Devers Enjoyer.
Devers Enjoyer on Twitter.
His generation.
Fire tweets.
Like the younger.
Probably the best Red Sox account on Twitter.
It is a great account.
First place.
Probably the number
Gotta get
one.
out and vote. Get out and vote.
But to see high school.
Punch that ticket, Devers Enjoyer. Yep.
But to see high school and like college, like Yankees fans, I felt like for the first time you saw it really seep in where they were like, fuck, I don't have anything to enjoy in my life whatsoever. They were like, my cousins had 2009. My uncles had the early 2000s. My grandparents before that. That was fun to me because I think that more than anything, like for me, a spoiled young Red Sox fan that doesn't get what you guys went through. I'm like, hey, I've lived this life of glory and championships and all I really know is winning. To look at a Yankees fan who's a similar age and they're like, damn, my whole life is losing and hating everything and I'm depressed all the time. That's fun to me. That's some like tears I like to sip and enjoy.
Counter?
Gerrit?
Counter to that is those fans that you're talking about, Tyler, almost make Yankee fans less hateable.
Agreed.
Because they're not insufferable as much. They're not as insufferable. The ones that have never really grown up with winning, they have more humility. Like they have more self-awareness because it's more difficult to brag about, the 27 rings and all that when you have 0 that you can really recall. at least like the Hubs generation, like they're not 27 Rings fans, but like they have memories of 09 and maybe a little bit of the 90s. But I mean, if you truly have no memory of a Yankees World Series, you're kind of just like, what's the difference between you and a Guardians fan? You're just like, yeah, like we're just watching like a good regular season team that gets there and doesn't fucking win a championship once they do. Like they get to the World Series once in a blue moon and they lose that too. So I don't know. It's just, that's why the word pity just comes back. I'm like, I fucking pity these guys, and it's gonna get worse. Like when Juan Soto signs with the Mets, they're gonna just be like, man, like we are not the Yankees anymore. We're not landing the big free agent, especially the player that was just right here. Like it's not like it used to be that like, okay, there's a big name player hitting the free agent market. Obviously, he's gonna go to the Yankees. Okay. What about a generational Yankee player that goes to free agency, and then he goes somewhere else? It's just not what it used to be. And
do you? Because there was something I didn't know, and that was that if Gerrit Cole opted out, he put the ball in the Yankees' court to match that to add another year.
Mm-hmm.
I had been doing all my Yankee tax calculations with him very much being there. I didn't think he was going to opt out because I didn't know that could trigger something. Why on earth would the Yankees match that? It doesn't make any sense for them to match that. Even if they want to keep Gerrit Cole, him coming off the season he just had with the injury he just had, he's not going to, no one would sign him over Corbin Burns. I don't think people would sign him over Fried right now. Like he would not be the top free agent.
No, he would be.
What is he 34?
Yeah, but I mean, like he's Gerrit Cole. It's not like the strongest free agent class. Like I know, like no disrespect to Corbin Burns and Max Fried, but even at 34, like Gerrit Cole is the top pitcher on the free agent market because even if it's like, all right, so here for anyone that doesn't understand how this works with Cole's contract, he has an opt out, which he did opt out of. He opted out of the remaining 4 years, but the Yankees can bypass that opt out by adding a fifth year at whatever it is, $38 million.
Yeah, 36, I think.
All they have to do is pick up that fifth year option, and then he's opted back in against his will. Let's say he wants to go somewhere else. Well, guess what? He can't. So it's not a real opt out. But if the Yankees don't pick up that fifth year option, then Gerrit Cole is a free agent. But I mean, Jeff Passan has already said, like, it would be shocking if the Yankees didn't pick up the fifth year option at this point. But now it's like, why is there a deadline? Like, this is a decision that the Yankees would have had to have made in like July.
Right.
Like,
yeah, why haven't they made it already? That's what I don't get.
It's like, all right, he opted out.
Hal
That's my
Steinbrenner
concern.
tells you payroll needs to be lower than 300. This isn't sustainable. Are they going to actually have to sit here and pick and choose and say, hey, maybe we can't overextend for this mid-30s pitcher if we really want to keep Juan Soto here? Do we eat a bullet here and say, maybe Blake Snell will take 3 or 4 years, super high AAV, and we'll kind of lean that route and go about it that way instead of, committing to Gerrit Cole and kind of crossing your fingers because he's going to need Tommy John at some point coming up soon. I think anybody who saw what he went through in the middle of the year probably thinks that's going to happen at some point.
But even Cole, like I'm not saying Gerrit Cole's a bad pitcher. I think because of his age, what would his deal be, Tyler? If he opts in 5 years, like I'm saying like if the Yankees pick up that year, it'd be what 5 years, 180 million.
Yeah, it's 5 years,
I
180.
see no world he gets that on the open market.
He won
right
him.
now. None.
No, probably not, but it would be something close to it. Like Gerrit Cole, I understand, like, most pitchers you look at 34 and you're like, man, this dude's cooked. He's going to be of the Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander ilk. Like, he'll pitch until he's 40.
Sure, but
he'll pitch
even once
well until he's 40.
Scherzer and Verlander got up to those ages, they weren't getting 5 year deals. They were getting 3 years on less. Like that's where I think
but
the
it's
Yankees are
3
looking
years.
at it,
He was getting 3 years at like age 38. So what difference is that if he gets 5 years at
for
34?
sure. Because we didn't see it at 34, and he wasn't coming off of an injury-riddled season. Like that's
I think the
part
elbow
of it
situation sticks out
He
here.
missed
I think
2 months and he finished strong. Like
Yeah, he was great
I'm
when he
not
came
worried about
back.
that shit. In terms of like Gerrit Cole's injuries, he's just as likely to get injured as anyone else. Like he's been a dog for his whole career. But like, yeah, he had injuries last year, but it was at the beginning, and then he finished strong. Like it's not like he fell apart at the end.
his
He
5
pitched the
postseason
last game of the
starts,
season
it was
for
a
them.
2.17 ERA, a 3.13 FIP.
Yeah, like I fucking hate the guy. I'd love to have him here. Like I would still make fun of his voice, and I would still think he was a huge pussy. But
Coley, what you're saying is not like in theory it's not wrong, but in practice I don't think they would ever let him go. Like I think they'd be like, yeah, we're gonna pay that, we're gonna keep him here. He's the guy we want at the front of the rotation in the postseason. Like let's make sure we have that. We'll sell that to Soto. Like
imagine fucking whiffing on Soto and then letting Gerrit Cole go because you wanted to free up the money for Soto, and then you lose him to the
and
Mets
that's based
or
on
the
an
Blue
assumption
Jays.
you're going to get Snell. Like there's no guarantee that you would also get one of the top
no,
guys.
I don't. I think it would be very much punting the top of the class pitching market and being like, we have Clark Schmidt, we have Luis Hill, we have these young guys, along with
We're paying
Rodon.
Rodon.
It's 6 years, 162, and you look at Gerrit Cole.
Up. Yeah, Rodon's what they fucked up, no doubt. But if they could take like Spencer Jones, who's bad this year, and get off of Rodon just to trade him elsewhere, or one of their other, Everson Pereira, somebody to get off of that, now they're working with more space because Rodon's got 4 years left, 3 years left, maybe
Four,
right?
Yeah, 4 years left. So
Crazy.
I don't know that that's an unmovable deal because he is still a lefty. He was decent in the playoffs. Like he wasn't terrible. When he was bad, he was awful, but he was decent. He was an every other start guy like Flaherty. I think right now the Yankees, the reason it hasn't been auto picked up the second he opted out, they're talking with Cole being like, hey, we're not going to pick this up, but we want to keep you. How does this sound? I think they're negotiating right now.
It's certainly weird that hasn't happened. Like the fact that, and then Jerry, you mentioned it. It's like, obviously this isn't going to catch anyone by surprise. You knew the entire year that he was probably going to do this, maybe not with the injury, but you knew the entire time that this was going to happen. So why hasn't this been, when the tweet came out and everyone was reacting to it, I'm like, what are we talking about? They're just going to add it on. Like that's what the Yankees going to do. They're going to have him for Soto. And then they haven't done it yet. By the time this is out, maybe they have, but
he's not willingly taking less money. Like he could have just opted in and had whatever it was, 100.
What would have been the reason for him to not do this, by the way? Because I didn't know this was in his contract until like 2 days ago. What's the point of not doing this, assuming that they're going to...
The Yankees it's injury protection. If he was truly, because you're giving a guy, what did he sign? 8 years, 300, some shit like that. You give a guy that kind of money, you give yourself an opt out halfway through just in case he gets very hurt. Or in his mind, if he was truly the top of the class, he would cash in. He would be able to get more. I just don't. There's no world people are going to pay him over Corbin Burns. I just don't see
this.
That.
This is Scott Boras saying like either opt out and they pick up the fifth year and you get 180. Or you opt out and we get like Scott Boras believes like Gerrit Cole could get $200 million right now. Like on top of
Scott Boras believed a lot of things last year that were wrong.
Yeah. That is risky. That's risky taking his word after the fucking offseason that he had last year. But yeah, it's an interesting situation, but I'm not like, I don't know. I think the Yankees are just going to pick up the option. I do.
I do too, but it would be such a ballsy move if they sat there, because that would be them completely leaning into the analytics and them saying, hey, we're going to trust our projections, say what you will. We don't care about, the public image or whatever it may be. Go walk. We'll find someone who's going to give us similar value and then pay Juan Soto. I'd almost sit back and be like, damn, like that is such a ballsy call your own shot move, but it'd be broke boy status for an organization that should never go through that. But there's a lot of baseball
it's
reasons
not a Yankee
you could
thing
argue
to do.
it.
It just doesn't feel like that's what they would do. Like even if
Hal's been saying
numbers
since
wise,
January he's not paying both of them. Like that's not new. So that's where it's like if you could only pick one, we're all taking Soto, right?
Oh, yes.
Of course.
That's where I think that's why it hasn't been picked up yet. They're negotiating to get a lower price so they can try and keep Soto.
Is there any thought to the fact that they, I don't know, had Gerrit Cole and Juan Soto on their team last year and lost anyway?
I think that's why I'd rather have a Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you get Soto and it's like, then what do you do?
Well, they're like, we got 17 starts out of Gerrit Cole and we had the best record in the American League.
Yeah, and Gerrit Cole was your best starter in the postseason. Like even the game that he lost or the Yankees lost, it wasn't his loss, but
kind of was.
I'm talking about game one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They lost both of his fucking
fault,
starts.
Yeah. They did. He was really
that
good
doesn't
in
help
game
the
one.
case. That doesn't help.
He was really good in game one.
If they look at like the next 5 years in terms of maxing out, and this is where you bring in the Corbin Burns thing, it's like, all right, well, do you want Corbin Burns age 30 through 35 during this competitive window? Or do you want Gerrit Cole age 34 through 39?
Right.
Like we're going to pay the money either way. We know we need to pay a top of the rotation starter. Which way do you want to eat it? And what do you think gives you the best odds?
I'm going to argue against myself. I actually think for the Yankees, Gerrit Cole makes more sense than Corbin Burns just because they've seen him do it to some extent. Now, I'll
in
make
that
fun of
market,
it, but
that kind
Yeah,
of
that's what I mean.
environment.
Yeah,
Like, you
having
never
him
know how
already there
someone's gonna-
matters.
Yeah,
Having him
you
already
never
pitch
know.
in that environment and do it in the playoffs. I know they lost both games, but it's not like technically it's not wrong. Like technically, yes, they could let him go and then try to reconfigure things, but it would feel crazy for the Yankees to do that.
It's a lot of shifting for what would more likely than not be a very marginal improvement if there was one, or it could blow up in your face. Like, is that much of an improvement worth rattling everything that much? Do you need that extra money that badly?
I mean, this was the tweet. I'm paraphrasing the tweet that I had kind of drafted out for when they got swept, and they didn't get swept anyway. But
This is what I had ready to go.
this is what I had ready to go when they got swept. Something to the effect of, in 2017, Aaron Judge hits 50 home runs. The next year, they add Giancarlo Stanton, the MVP, because in 2017, they can't get past the Astros. 2018, absolutely dicked down by the Red Sox. So then they go out and make Gerrit Cole the highest paid pitcher in baseball history. They can't get past the fucking Rays in the division series with that trio. So then a couple of years later, they trade for Juan Soto, generational 25-year-old megastar. And then they get absolutely fucking bodied in the World Series by the Dodgers. What do you do now? Like, if you can't win with Judge, Soto, Cole, Stanton, like, what are we doing here?
I mean, the
That's
first
just-
guy's the problem.
Well, yeah, I was going to say this is an Aaron Judge issue. I don't
This
think
is
it's a Cole and
it's a Judge
Soto
issue, and it's a rest of the team issue.
They'd also tell you they think Volpe is going to be the friggin' second coming of Derek Jeter at some point if they just keep talking like it's going to happen in some
if
capacity.
he
So they're
ever
hoping that
learns how to
happens.
throw to a base, he's going to be unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's all like with Aaron Judge, we've almost talked so much about how he sucks in the postseason that we look by the fact that that's why they're not winning the World Series. Like,
Correct.
he's the reason they're not winning World Series titles. He's the main reason. Of course, with baseball, it's not, if it was one player that would make a difference, then Trout would have been in the playoffs sometime in the last decade. But it's still like him consistently not coming up in big situations or not coming, through in big situations. There was some stat out there about how many times he had runners on base and did nothing this postseason. And it was like every first inning, too. It was like constantly he had ducks in the pond. And it was, strike three, but that foul ball looked good, though. Like Smoltz and them kept trying to make it sound like he was trending up. It's like he had one good game and the bullpen game. Like, please.
So funny.
It's that, and it's also like when they got Carlos Rodon, they were sitting there and they're like, this top of the rotation is going to be able to go to war with anybody who comes up. It's him. It's Nestor. It's Gerrit Cole. Good fucking luck. Try battling. It's like, well, you look at Carlos Rodon. He's average during the regular season. He shit his pants in the World Series. Like, that was the one advantage you were supposed to have against the Dodgers in this series, and that didn't even show up for you. It was supposed to be you had the edge in starting pitching. That was the entire narrative leading into the series, and, they were too good for Jack Flaherty. They said, his fucking medicals, he's going to be retired by the end of the season. Fuck that guy.
Fucking retired,
Do not
dude.
let him near the clubhouse. So, like, that was the one edge. That was really outside of Judge what they wanted to bank on, and it blew up in their face. I think that's why they're handling this Gerrit Cole situation the way they are, because if they fuck it up with Cole, you're going to have two real big problems in that rotation moving forward that are supposed to be your anchors.
I mean, they didn't even activate Marcus Stroman for any postseason round.
Crazy.
Like, they had
Crazy.
Stroman just sitting there being like, bro, I'm still on the team. You know that, right?
He was
they were
healthy.
like,
I
cool,
just
man.
assumed he wasn't healthy. He was healthy?
He made the World Series roster, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I thought he was
No,
the
because
last
every time they
pitcher.
cut to the bullpen list, his name was never on there either.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I would have thrown him in Dodger Stadium at least once. Obviously,
why
they only
not?
played there twice.
Like,
but yeah,
Mark Leiter Jr. made the roster
played
or
well.
Marcus Stroman.
He
Like,
did make
that's-
the World Series roster. He just didn't pitch.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
That's such an insult. Like,
That's even worse to make the roster. You'd almost want them to mess
Yeah.
up on the roster decision.
Mark
Not
Leiter
usable.
Jr. made, like, he was just like,
It's like Pomeranz.
yeah.
2018. Just
Very
sitting out
strange.
there. 18 inning
Very
game. We can't put you in there. It's just not the right situation.
Nate's
Yeah.
cooking right now. We just
Yeah.
we can't.
He's
Like,
on
they're gonna end
fumes,
up,
but we
like,
don't want you
crazy.
though.
They're going to
That's
end up
crazy they
losing
didn't
Gleyber Torres to free agency and being like, you know what? We'll put DJ LeMahieu over there. Like, we're paying him, right? Fuck it. And
He's still here, right? He's on the roster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another guy
yeah,
that
He's
should
got
be
like 3
retired.
years left.
still paying him. Yeah. It's,
I mean, they can. we talk about them losing a starting pitcher. They can, if they want to, because they clearly are not going to play the Martian, Jason Dominguez. If they want to put him on the trade block, they could kind of go get whatever pitcher they wanted.
I have a crazy take.
There you go.
Go for it.
I don't even think it's that. You know what? It's not even a fucking crazy take. I take that back. It's just a statement. It's a correct statement.
Oh boy.
It's way better to be a Red Sox fan right now than a Yankee fan right now.
Substantially.
Right?
It is.
Projecting
It is.
forward, right?
Today.
Right now. Right now.
At this
looking
moment,
forward.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd
Agreed.
rather be me than Hubs.
Well, always, yeah. But yeah.
Well, yeah. But yeah. I would rather have my
What's the debate?
future. Huh?
Like, what's even
There's no
debate
debate.
the other way?
I
Like,
mean,
what could the Yankees even say?
We're the defending American League champions.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have Aaron Judge on our team. We have a guy that we have the reigning MVP. We're the reigning American League champions. We're the runner-up for Juan Soto in free agency. We put Yankee Stadium, the fucking Bronx Zoo, dude. Don't you know?
where we played, dude?
Yeah. I'm gonna stay being me.
So
I'm taking
easily.
me.
So
Yeah.
easily.
Is that the Lulu? I don't know.
No.
You don't think so?
Listen, like I look at like Spencer Jones, and yes, Jason Dominguez is ranked ahead of him. I get it, but that's also a guy they weren't even confident. They let Alex Verdugo get at bats over him in the playoffs. Let's be for real here. But Spencer Jones, the guy who they shoved down everybody's face all offseason. You brought up Roman Anthony. They said, we got Spencer Jones. This dude's 23. He struck out 200 times at Double-A this past year. No, thank you. I'm good on that. If that was a Red Sox prospect, that's how they act like we hype up the Big Four. The Big Four, all significantly better than Spencer Jones and younger.
Not to crap on Spencer Jones.
Oh, I'm crapping on him. Fucking
Well,
get
they
a
were
job.
calling him Judge June. They were like, we got another
Seriously.
judge. And I was like, I don't know that you do. Like Judge, we talk about their problems. Like Judge is right at the top of the list, both in terms of like being bad and costing a lot. They gave him the captaincy for leverage purposes when like the Rays were the other team involved. Like that was insane.
Yeah.
That's the least earned captaincy in the history of the letter C. That's insane that they did that.
You know Jeter hates him.
Definitely. 1,000%. Dude, he's inventing new ways to not show up. Like Steve,
It's
while
crazy.
he was talking about him, had to change it from, he doesn't hit in big spots to, he just doesn't catch pop flies anymore either.
I know.
Dude didn't make an error all year, regular season or postseason, and that's the
dude.
ball you drop?
That blew my mind that he didn't make an error all year.
1,100 innings in the field?
He doesn't
That's
get
crazy.
to a lot of balls.
No, I know his
That's
range
why.
isn't
Bang,
his
bang.
range isn't great, but still, all season
that's
was
the
like
best part of
300
that play.
chances.
He was throwing the ball all around Fenway earlier this year, like letting multiple guys take extra bags. How are those not errors? Like he
Yeah.
clearly had made errors this year. I know the stat was he didn't, but we saw him do it.
That was. It's not just what the Yankees did or didn't do in the postseason that made us happy. Derek Jeter being there for every step of the journey
With Dave
was
Ortiz
wonderful.
in his face.
Yeah,
Not
Bobby,
like us.
Bobby, they not like us. He's like, I'm gonna actually kill myself. Like I can't be here anymore.
At least
His
A-Rod,
only-
like,
his
will
only
laugh through
A-Rod's
it.
right there making it worse.
A-Rod's giggling. A-Rod's like, this is the
You
funniest
fucking
thing
loser.
ever. Yeah, they're not like us. It's just
Everyone's like,
go-
yeah, I sued them. Hey, fuck them. yeah,
those guys suck.
yeah, fuck them. They still won't retire my number. Fuck them.
He can't at some point, and they're probably going to keep that set for a while because you got 3 Hall of Famers or 2 and then 1 that should be. At some point, Jeter's going to have to just grow up. Like, and I know he probably won't, but he consistently carries himself at this level. That's like, dude, just take a joke, like lean into it. He had that line in LA that was so pre-planned about like working with children, and now it's like, oh, it's kind of like, I took my kids to the Taylor Swift concert. It was around a bunch of kids goofing around, kind of like I do here. He needed to get that line in so bad. It's like, dude, just lean into this, just be part of the set instead of being so pissed off at literally everything. The My Dog shirts, how does that piss you off? That David Ortiz hands out these My Dog shirts. Like that's at face value, that's funny. Light's not even that funny. It's just like, whatever, let Poppy be Poppy. And Jeter's over there losing his fucking mind over him handing out shirts to like the player of the game. It's like, dude, calm down.
I heavily
crazy.
enjoyed the hug with Freddie Freeman too, as well. Like that being the moment those two together, Freddie Freeman
Yeah.
just hugging him, watching the Yankees.
Could you
lose.
imagine the fucking Red Sox lose this World Series in 5 games and Poppy's just bear hugging the World Series MVP from
They're
like
like
the
jumping
Braves?
up and down too.
Yeah,
They're like really happy.
fuck that team, yeah.
Team sucks.
Let's fucking go, dude.
my boy, Mookie. Let's go.
Yeah.
Give me Frank Thomas. Need it back in my life. Get him off. Derek
Frank-
Jeter
Frank
is what
was-
people
That's
think
gonna
Tom
suck.
Brady is.
What's up?
The way Derek Jeter acts is the way people want to act like Tom Brady has acted so far in his media career, where it's dry, has nothing like. If anything with Brady, at times it's like he's trying too hard. He wants to be liked. He wants to be funny. He wants to get excited. Derek Jeter just looks like he's not having fun. Like he's
No,
bored by the game
none.
of baseball.
I think it's
He
because
seems
Jeter
upset about
can't-
the whole thing.
He can't unlearn how he was as a player. Like
Correct.
Poppy,
Yeah.
people forget when Poppy was a player, he wasn't always the easiest interview. Like he would be fucking pissed about the most minute things and he would get very upset with reporters and like I'm not saying he was like a constant prick to the media, but he wasn't always like the fun-loving guy. He retired and he's like, yeah, like now I can let my hair down. I can just have fun because like this is supposed to be fun. Like Jeter handles his media obligations much like he does did as a player. Just like, I'm just going to give the most basic answer. I'm not like my voice is never, there's going to be no influx in my voice. There's going to be no excitement. Like I'm just giving you the bare minimum here. It's like live a little, dude. Even A-Rod has personality now a little bit.
A-Rod's great. A-Rod and
A-Rod
Poppy are a
does.
great combo.
I kind of respect that Jeter is just an asshole.
Jeter.
Like
He's
I,
pissed.
just
He's
an
pissed
asshole.
every time they show him. He's upset.
I know. I love it. Like I don't, because like you're talking about A-Rod. A-Rod's done this huge 180 from his playing days to
Yeah.
when he became a media guy. And that sucks. I loved hating A-Rod as much as I love hating Aaron Judge right now. Derek Jeter does not want me to like him. And I respect the fuck out of that.
That part is fair.
Like
but
Yankee
Jeter
fans
has to
love that he sticks. Like they love that he's like, yeah, give him nothing, Cap. Fucking go up there and do absolutely
Yeah,
nothing. They don't deserve you, Cap.
He's representing, and that's what he probably feels like he's doing. He's like representing the vibe of the fans. Like, no, don't break, don't laugh. This isn't funny. If Poppy says it, it's not funny. But it had me thinking, and this was when we interviewed Colin Barnacle and looking back at 04 and the fact that they do bring it up on the show a little too much. I don't care. I love it. But they bring it up on the MLB on Fox set, like literally it'll be in the middle of talking about a game 2 and they're like, remember game 4 and 5, 6, 7 and 04? Like
Yeah.
it did have me thinking, and this is just from Jeter's headset, like from his headspace. Like, what if the Red Sox didn't win, let's just say game 7 in 2004? Derek Jeter's life is completely different. Like, it is his how comfortable he's been the last 20 years, how little he's had to hear about any of this shit, how he's probably even viewed on this set. Like, you wouldn't have had any of this, like Poppy sitting up there with the upper hand and getting to roast him at all times. He has to think about probably that one game, and I'm sure game 4 too, of course. But that one game shifted, I think, more than like any rivalry's ever been shifted ever by one game. Because if the Yankees win the
'Cause
World
never
Series in
been the same.
04, they would have won the World Series probably in 2004.
Yeah, they walked through the Cardinals.
They then would have won 5 of 9 World Series championships, have been to 7 out of 9 World Series titles. And the Red Sox, even if they got 07 and 13, and I always think that there's a ripple effect and then you don't
Sure.
win other titles, but it changes everything. I'm not just trying to state the obvious here, but from his perspective, he's probably like, fuck, like every time he goes to the set, he's like, if we could have just got one of those, I don't have to deal with this shit every night.
He's sitting up there being like, I have 5 World Series titles.
I'd be ready
He
to
gets
snap.
trolled more than
I-
anybody with 5 rings.
I won a World Series after that happened. I have fucked every supermodel on planet Earth. And I still have to. I had a walk-off hit in my last goddamn at-bat at Yankee Stadium.
My
And I still
biggest
have to hear
rival had
about
the
this.
biggest celebration ever for me. They treated me like a god.
I beat these guys 99% of my career. 99% success rate against these fucking guys. The one time we lose, it ruins my whole life, my whole career.
And I do love Mookie saying too that he told Jeter like I'm gonna match your rings, like so he has to deal with that too. Mookie's coming to the set like I got 3, I'm close, buddy, like I'm catching up to you.
What's Jeter's got 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Mookie's 2 away.
Yeah, Mookie's gonna do that easy. Mookie's gonna do that 2 years from now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like if the Dodgers sign Juan Soto, like we just gotta you know.
I kind of hope the Padres find someone. I mean, like that's the only
No
thing
way.
funnier than him signing with the Mets is if the Padres both got Dylan Cease and signed Soto. Like that would be, yeah, and Michael King. Like that would be very funny.
Something tells me that he didn't vibe with that clubhouse.
Was it Boris though? Someone came out with the report the last couple days that were like, if Peter Seidler didn't die, Juan Soto was going to be extended. Like we were down the road with that extension. And apparently that's one of the big markers they have. Whatever that extension they had in place before he passed away, they want to use that as the starting point once these talks all start this offseason.
I don't know how that works. Like, hey, like some guy that's not alive said he's worth 750.
Who was
so you better
spending
give us
money
800.
Hold on, let me pull this
when
up.
he was
I think it was
last alive.
Boris or Heyman.
Yeah,
Well, Heyman is Boris.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, no, Scott Boris did confirm it. He said in his interview a couple days ago.
Listen,
What'd he say?
I don't believe that at all.
I have it right here. I'll send it to you guys.
Read it.
Kaplan and crew. Well, it's a video.
Yeah, send me that shit.
Hold on.
Hey, send it over though.
Yeah, send that shit.
It's the full podcast. It's like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, send me the entire podcast.
Yeah, we'll play the
it
audio.
right now.
Yep. It's in your
Yeah,
DM.
we'll play it right now.
If you just type it in, you'll see it.
Guys, these sections are 6 hours long. What the fuck?
Yeah,
So we just
they-
listen to the whole
They
podcast.
played someone else's podcast during their podcast.
That'd be
Are
funny,
you really
but-
sending me the whole fucking podcast
I did
right now?
send
That's
it
what
to
you're
you
doing?
just so you had it. I didn't want you to think I was making it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's insane.
Just find the clip. Just
He's
listen to
making
the
it
whole
sound like he
thing.
was gonna send me a fucking clip, and it's like, oh
That's
yeah,
crazy.
no. Let's pause the flow of the show so that I can send you the entire podcast. Then you go find like in real
That
time
was
during your
great.
show. We'll just like skip through this podcast so we can find this one clip. That makes sense.
His brain just doesn't work. Like
No.
I don't know the thought process there.
No, and
at all.
then the Section 10 Reddit will be like, they're bullying Tyler. It's like, no, you fucking deal with this guy.
Whoa!
You fucking
I'm bringing it on myself. You're saying
you deal with the fucking things that he does and says
Crazy.
every goddamn week for 3
Crazy.
years, and
I
you
can't
tell
help my
me
limitations.
if you want to push a button to make him stop talking for 15 seconds. If you had that ability, you tell me you wouldn't take the liberty to just push the button. You know, you're gonna push the button. You know, you guys listening to like the people that are whining, oh, they're mean to Tyler. You have kids. You ever want to push a button, make sure that your kids they'll just shut up? I'm sure you would. Sure, you'd all love to have that button. That's what I have here with Tyler sometimes. Go ahead, T-Dog. Yes.
I have the quote right here. This was Scott Boris on the pod. Oh, hold on. I already forgot
So
the name
no
of the
video,
podcast.
no audio, and you don't
I have it. I have it.
God.
Don't, you're not suspending anybody. All right. It was on Kaplan and crew. I just didn't want to get suspended for saying another podcast name. But he said if
the
Padres
second
and
time you
Peter
said it.
Seidler was
Yeah.
still alive,
Please download, subscribe, rate.
Yep.
none of this
5
would be
stars.
happening. Juan Soto would still be with the Padres. He never would have been traded to the Yankees. He'd be a Padre today. Boom.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
It's a guy representing his client before one of the richest paydays in the sport is about to be able to negotiate. I don't read anything into that quote.
I mean, the fact that they had Juan Soto and didn't even fucking come close to winning the World Series, I don't care what the Yankees do. It is what it is.
Also, the 2 small market teams that John Heyman rumored to be in the Juan Soto sweepstakes, I'd love to hear
The
what
Red
teams
Sox.
those actually are. Yeah, it is the Red
Yeah,
Sox.
It's the Sox, dude.
What small market team's going to dish out a $600 million contract just for shits and giggles randomly?
I was thinking, like, I've been thinking about the Soto free agency a lot, obviously. It was so cool when Griffey picked the Reds. I understand why that happened, but if Soto wanted to go play for the Reds today, they would not come. They'd be like, we got $100 million over 20 years for you. Like, they wouldn't even come
Yeah.
close. You
Well,
know
I
what
do
mean?
love
Like,
in that
You know?
regard him saying like, "Hey, all 30 teams." Like, come on, bro. Let's pump the brakes on that a little bit.
That was just Gerrit Cole 2019 with the Boris cap. Just run.
Oh no, big time. But if you're
sure.
reading into it as like, oh, every team's got a chance, it's like let's slow
They
down. There.
do.
No, technically, yes. Yeah.
Theoretically.
If the Rockies, like, I don't think there would be a smarter business move than the Rockies putting $700 million on the table and be like, "Hey, you want to break Bonds' record?" Like,
That would be incredible. But yeah, Yankees lose Soto, and then we get to tune into that every night. That'd be awesome.
that'd be
sick.
unbelievable.
You want to
Soto
come
to
for
the Rockies.
Barry? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'll save that thought because let's talk about game time for a second.
Yeah.
I know baseball season's over, but there's still plenty of other events that you can go to. I had the Bees on tonight, actually, Steve. I was watching some Bruins hockey there. I know Jake loves the C's. Actually, you know what? Funny story. We were talking about the banner night for the Celtics. It was at dinner at my parents' house. And my dad was like, "Is Coley at the game?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He's actually going to be on the rope pulling the banner up to the rafters." He's like, "Oh." It's like, obviously the Mick, like, where else would the McMahon be?
Well, they had him
You know?
just hang it. So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they had him hang the rope in the first place. So it makes sense he gets the tug.
Yeah. I'd like to think that he knew I was joking, and I'm saying that there's a 99% chance that he knew I was joking, but there's always that 1% chance where he's just like, the fucking McMahon's doing it
Does it
again,
again.
baby.
He's always
He
there.
does it again.
He's
Like, where
constantly
else
on
would
the
Coley
wood.
Mick be on banner night but putting that thing up in the rafters?
He's on the wood. He's always on the wood. That's
Yep.
Coley Mick.
Yep.
Always courtside.
Yep. And you can sit courtside too with game time. The best thing about game time, they've got the curation to make it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. You toggle the all-in pricing feature, and it shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price guarantee or game time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is also covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, that's SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it?
Game time?
Game time! What were we talking about before that?
Started to the rocks, dude.
Okay, yeah.
Colorado Soto.
Him and Bryant back to back.
Carlos
baby.
Soto.
Yeah.
Are
there
you
it is.
guys conditioned already to how things are, or is it still upsetting to you that we're already getting all like the national writers and the clickbait articles talking about the Soto suitors and the Red Sox are not even in the mix?
It angers me, and then I just pretend it didn't happen.
I don't get upset. I'm not upset. Like anything with Soto, he's not coming here. He's not coming to the Red Sox. So
No.
I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe he went elsewhere. I'm just very invested in him not staying with the Yankees. That's all.
But
It's-
isn't that pathetic?
right?
Oh,
that's
it
why
is.
It's
100%.
upsetting.
Oh yeah, no, it's pathetic. I'm not saying it's not pathetic. It's very pathetic.
Okay.
Like, they should be a legitimate threat, and they're just not. Like, I was going to ask this before the read, but would the Red Sox, if you hopped on the old Twitter machine and you saw Jeff Passan say the Red Sox and Juan Soto have agreed to terms, would that be more shocking than 04? I think it would.
That's a good
It
question.
feels more improbable that they sign Juan Soto than them winning the ALCS in 2004.
So, was it Zach Scott on Twitter that's been talking about all this stuff? So he was in the Red Sox front office for many years, and he kind of like confirmed that like bullying this ownership group does work. Like
Okay.
they don't want to spend money, but they'll do it when people are mean to them about it. Like that's
Yeah, the
what it
Penguins
sounds
game.
like to me. Like
The Penguins
from-
game.
yeah, like I yes, that's kind of what it feels like. Where I'm not saying you can bully the Red Sox into signing Juan Soto, but I'm not saying that either. You know, like if you're just really mean, like I don't know that the competitive fire is burnt out in John Henry's heart. It's just he's invested in other areas, which is just not deniable. Like that's just the truth that he's invested in other areas. But I don't know what it would take to get John Henry to look back over at the Red Sox as his number one baby. I don't know. Is it just,
I think that ship
is that
has
ever
sailed.
possible? I don't know.
I don't think that's ever happening.
Mick Adam recently said he believes that John Henry does not give a fuck whatsoever about his public image in any degree. Like there's nothing, there's no
I know
pressure,
he
there's
doesn't.
nothing that's going to reshape it. Like,
Well, doesn't
he's
he also
comfortable
show
and
you that he
confident.
doesn't?
Did I not tell that story about Winter Weekend?
Yes, exactly. It was very similar to how you had framed that back then.
Like, for anyone that doesn't remember that story, like when I was up there with TC and we were interviewing Cora Haim, John Henry, and Sam Kennedy, they booed the fuck out of John Henry. They booed the fuck out of him, like Dom Mysterio boos. You know that reference, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And after we got off the stage, we went in the green room, and it was just like, all right, where are we going to dinner tonight? It wasn't like, holy shit, like, did you hear that? Like, that's awful. Like, we got to do something about this. It was just like, all right, so dinner, you guys in? Like it didn't even happen. Like I don't think they care. I mean, I don't want to say they. I don't want to group them all together. But John was very much unfazed by the booing. I don't think the other guys on stage felt super great about it. But it didn't seem like John was rattled by it, affected by it at all.
I think the
There's
guy
nothing
who
he's
walked in the middle of Craig Breslow's introductory press conference 20 minutes late gives a fuck at all. Dude doesn't even care to be on time for his own hire. The guy who's leading the baseball operations department, you don't even care to be on time for that. He's not even present for the other stuff.
He's not at anything. Like if you cared, you'd be at anything. You'd be at any of the announcements, or not just show up to random games and get to hide in the owner's box. Everything that John Henry says, and it's been limited. A lot of times now it's just limited to like with McAdam, and you get the article and you read and you're like, oh God, I hate it even more.
3 questions.
And then in the doc, I don't know, because you guys, I wasn't on for open and close of the 04 doc interview, but yeah, I thought he sucked in the doc. I thought he came across terrible in the doc. He was, mentioning that thing about Grady Little, where he's saying, can we fire him now? And I'm like, ugh, come on, man. Are you going to get points for that? Like, you're talking about
I don't know.
firing
I
Grady
kinda
Little
like
during
that.
the...
Yeah,
Where's
was
my
like
fire
that.
now? I want to see
showed
you
some
care that
fire.
much now.
But I just
Yeah,
don't. It just
that showed that he cared.
Everything that he like, every time he talks and every time he tries to, make it seem like he's not the worst, it just comes off as the exact opposite.
I don't know. I like that line.
I didn't like it. I thought it was, it felt very like revisionist. I wouldn't be stunned if he didn't say that. Like, I honestly wouldn't be stunned if he never even said that line. It's like, oh,
They
really?
fired him pretty immediately.
No, I know,
feel
but I'm like, oh, John Henry, like, you knew that was, like, if that went well, I'm sure he would have been saying, hey, I wanted them to take Pedro out. Like, please. It's a classic, a guy that doesn't like being criticized. It's let me try to talk about myself, in a good manner of I knew that. There's a lot of things John Henry doesn't know, but acts like he does, and that puts him in a worse situation.
Well, I
Sure.
just go back. I believe it was the Business Insider article that dropped in the middle of this summer where, he was talking about PGA and everything. But the whole idea of that article was John Henry has never been the guy that followed what everyone was saying. He always went against them. And that's how he made his fortunes. And that's kind of where I think he sits today, where he's like, I know better than you. I understand market efficiencies. I understand where value is, where it may not be in other spots. So I'm going to stick to my way, look at my resume, and it speaks for itself. But like, I go to the Zach Scott thing, like where, this was the tweet that was doing numbers. He goes, this triggers flashbacks to internal conversations about signing Mookie. And our owner said he had no interest in doing mega deals. I guess you can build around them. That's how you should think about it. And then in his Reddit, that Alex Spear did the Ask Me Anything, he goes, when kind of talking about like everything overall, Alex Spear, what was that? What was the point I was making?
He's going to give out at least one $100 million contract.
It was something else besides that. Oh, yeah, the Yoshinobu Yamamoto sweepstakes, where like the Red Sox showed up to that and they were heavily interested in him, wanted him, and then they realized what the bidding actually was and what the money was, and they quickly realized, like, this wasn't for us. Like, we had no chance. Like, if they were approaching that way with Yamamoto, who is that mid-20s, star pitching prodigy that hit the free agent market, and they were like, oh, damn, this is out of our price range, like, Juan Soto is kind of the hitter version, position player version of that. Now, he's done it in America, so maybe, that does make a big difference. But if they looked at the prices for Yamamoto and said, hey, this is out of our place, like, I think you're going to see a similar thing with Soto where, we're talking $600 million, and now it feels like it's getting closer to $700 with every passing day.
I do think there's a pretty substantial difference between a pitcher, even if he wasn't a rookie pitcher, but a pitcher and Juan Soto. Like, I do think there's a pretty Like, I don't.
Yeah, in
fault
terms
them
of
for
value,
not
like an
wanting
everyday
to
player, of course.
give the largest deal in pitching history to someone who would never throw in an MLB inning. I don't think that's crazy. I think it's crazy when you look at the whole scope of all the cowardice they've shown. I think that's when it looks crazy. But unto itself, I think you can look at that as pretty justifiable. Whereas Soto, I don't see it as justifiable one iota.
But at the end of the day, when you're going into these situations and you want to actually act like a big market franchise, there's a reason why the Dodgers, who ended up losing the entire rotation, were the arms this year, whether it's Kershaw, Gavin Stone, Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, insert whoever it is. Like, you see the value of not only high-end pitching talent, especially towards the end of that World Series run, but if you want these premier talents, you're saying, hey, we won't pay that guy who's in his 30s or near that. We never want to relive the David Price situation. These are where these situations open up with the Yamamoto, with the Juan Soto. These are things that just don't happen very often. If you're not willing to overextend or be uncomfortable based off where you're at in those situations, then I think you're in big trouble overall, because those should be the only guys. If you don't want to give a 10-year deal to a 30-year-old player, okay, I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're an idiot. When you're scared to get into the conversations where, hey, it's a super 25-year-old talented player or 26, you should be so deep in that with the resources you have. These are the guys you pay when you have the kind of farm system and young core you have. To back away from that, like, you're defeating the entire purpose of being the big market Red Sox with what you have in front of you. These are the guys you splurge on.
Yeah, I think they have to get one of the two 26, 27-year-olds hitting free agency this year and next, and that's Soto or Vladdy. And obviously Soto is much better than Vladdy. I wouldn't even argue it the other way, but Soto doesn't hit right-handed. I'm sure he could learn. I'm sure he could figure it out, but I already know there are a small group of people who say you can't even entertain Soto because he doesn't hit the right way.
I'm just not even going to entertain it because I know that it's just not happening.
No,
I know it's not the Red Sox
disgusting.
MO anymore. We're a poor people franchise. Like, think about how excited you would have been 20 years ago hearing the Red Sox are prepping to drop $100 million this offseason. You're like, holy fuck. Like, we're getting Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling and Barry Bonds? What?
Pretty good.
And now it's like they're going to spend $100 million. And you're like, cool. That is like, what?
Alex Bregman.
17% of Juan Soto's contract. Like, that's just one player. Like, I get it sounds ridiculous. Like, there are people listening to this right now where they're like, I work hard, I work a 9 to 5, I work some overtime, and I clear about $90K a year working my ass off. And to sit here and be like, yeah, $100 million is chump change in baseball. I get it. Sounds ridiculous, but that's how economics work. The market is what the market is. The sport brings in a lot of money in terms of revenue. The Red Sox, what did they make? $500 million last year?
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Do we even
I
know?
thought I saw that. Or I think it was like
The
2023.
valuation?
No. It was 2023 revenue compared to 2024 payroll.
The valuation has to be crazy now compared to when they got the team.
The Red Sox
Yeah,
were
yeah.
20th, right?
In terms of what?
It was
Revenue?
like revenue made and then reinvested into actual payroll. I think the Yankees were like 18th
Yes.
on that
Oh,
list.
okay. Revenue made and not allocated to the roster? The Sox got to be up there.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
do that.
They got it. We're looking for the title in that category.
Someone had it. I can't remember. It wasn't Burke.
Yeah, no, that was a
Uh,
while ago, but it was, I mean, yeah, it's been disgusting. It's been
Here it
disgusting
is.
for
The
some
Red
time.
Sox, $500 million in revenue, which was 4th. And their payroll is $219 million, which was 12th. So this is 2023 revenue compared to 2024 payroll. The Mets, $393 million in revenue, $342 million in payroll. See, like, that's how it should be.
That's right. I would,
The
like, if they wanted
Dodgers-
to pocket 100 of that off top, that's still almost doubling their payroll. Do I have that right?
Yeah, the Red Sox, $500 million in revenue, $219 million
Right.
in payroll.
So they could double that and still keep a nice chunk of change in their pocket, which I understand. It's never enough for these people. I get that. But we're not like, you don't have to do anything crazy here.
The Yankees, $679 million in revenue, number one. $316 million in payroll. That is third. Dodgers, $549 million in revenue, $330 million in payroll. That is second in revenue, second in payroll.
Love it. Love it. Respect it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to swap out Teoscar for Juan Soto and get a comp pick for Teoscar signing elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's a sneaky big thing. A lot of people are forgetting with free agency overall. I think it's him. Sean Manaea looks like he's going to get the QO as well now. I think that's a pretty big deal for a guy with that market. But that Teoscar Hernandez situation looks fucking horrendous. Like, if you end up going and having to pay him this year based off of what you could have had him for last year, and Gerrit, I know you were hearing a lot at the time last offseason about those talks, but like, man, to have to give up a QO and you're probably going to have to give him like 3 years, 75, 70 million, something in that range. Talk about a missed opportunity, man. Maybe it's closer to 65 or something like that, but anything in that ballpark, like the Dodgers, more likely than not, like, are probably going to want to run it back with as many guys as possible, but he's definitely going to have the QO attached to him. I don't see how he doesn't.
It's crazy.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's crazy. That's where they can't even push the, oh, we're so ahead, we're doing all this. Like, you gave Rafael Devers $140 more million than you had to because you waited too long there. And you're showing signs of doing it again with all your other Steve?
Steve?
We got some breaking news. It's not deal related. It's not signing related, but we have some breaking
Wilyer?
news.
Hold on.
Yes.
Way to break that news, Steve.
I didn't break anything. Go, Steve.
As Tyler Milliken has mentioned, Wilyer Abreu is the Gold Glove winner in right field for the American League. Congratulations, Wilyer.
I thought they extended him or something. Who gives a fuck about the Gold Glove?
Tyler is going to have at least 4 tweets out of this.
I'm
So
sorry.
This is gonna be big
You
for-
know me. I was pushing.
This is bigger
narrative.
for Tyler than Wilyer, honestly. Like the highlight tweet. This is going to be big.
His tweets fucking suck.
Thanks.
I mean, they do.
What did I do to you?
Nothing. Your tweets just piss me off.
Why?
To no end.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to tweet?
Just tweet better.
About what?
Like, you just fucking, like, use your sense of humor and your personality. Your tweets are just, they're AI generated. They are.
You're Red Sox Dov Kleiman.
That's a good comp. That is
I
fair.
don't
I
know
feel
who
like
that
during the
is.
season it's different, but I like to think I mix in here and there. But overall, it is supposed
No,
to
you
be
don't.
like a Red Sox news account.
Yeah, well, you're Tyler Milliken.
human
If you
being.
want,
Tyler,
if
there's
you
a lot of
want
times it
a
doesn't
Red
feel
Sox
like you.
news account, then make one. You're Tyler Milliken.
This is what the account's always been.
Well, fucking change it. When I first started tweeting in like 2009 and 10 and 11, like I tweeted like a robot too, because I was like, oh, this is like, I was figuring out how Twitter worked. I'm like, oh, I'm like tweeting like a beat writer. Like, you're Tyler Milliken. You're a personality. Like, have personality in your tweets. Your tweets look AI generated.
Tyler,
do.
I'm going to say this as a compliment real quick.
Oh, God.
No, this is going to be a compliment. This is not going to be an
you
insult.
say something mean when you say this.
This is going to be a
Last
compliment.
compliment was like, I can't believe you're still alive.
No, the
No,
last
I
compliment
said
was
that
you
he smelled
smell
bad
like
one
shit.
No, one time. I said he smelled bad one time. No, this time I am going to say, and this happened probably around the middle of the season all the way until now. Before every show, I scroll through your Twitter to make sure I haven't missed anything. So it's
Thank
credit to you for being on top of everything. I will also say Jerry's not wrong. Put a little more personality in it. Like there are a lot of times where it's like, remember the 07 team? Yeah,
and
we
like,
do.
And the other thing that you do, Tyler, you
sure
fucking
do.
you try to like go viral. Like, some of your tweets are just disingenuous.
What do you
They're
mean?
disingenuous.
What
Like,
was disingenuous?
like you'd be like, oh man, just sitting here thinking about fucking
Bobby
fucking,
Kielty.
Yeah,
I do
like,
think you don't
no,
think I
you're
think about
not.
Bobby Guilty sometimes?
Well, Tyler, you have
But
a
no,
quota.
this one
He
right- this
approaches
one right
Twitter
here.
with a
No,
quota.
no, this one right here. just patiently waiting for Rob Refsnyder's option to be picked up. Like, who the fuck cares if he's on the team?
Dude, I care about Rob Refsnyder.
You care about it. Like, we're sitting here talking about how fucking Juan Soto is going to get $700 million. You want his $2 million option get picked up for fucking Rob Refsnyder? Like, that's what you're sitting there thinking about?
Important clubhouse leader Rob
That's
Refsnyder. I will
pathetic.
stand for Rob Refsnyder. Yes,
That's
I will.
pathetic.
Well,
that's pathetic.
My concern for Tyler, and this is genuine, is that you've ran this Twitter account this way for so long that you know every day there's a number in your head you want to hit for how many times you want to hit send.
That is true.
It's going to be hard for you to get out of that headspace because that's the only way you've like lived on Twitter so far.
This tweet 3 days ago. Never been less confident in Juan Soto being a Red Sox. Oh, what the fuck changed, Tyler? Oh,
That's a crazy
Before I thought he was coming here.
It was
there a
responding
point
to
in
the
time?
Heyman report.
Was there Tyler? Was there
I tried
a
to have a
fucking
personality there.
Was there a point in time that you genuinely thought Juan Soto was signing with the Red Sox?
No,
like,
that
that's
was
why
my
I say
fault.
it's disingenuous.
That was my follow-up tweet. As I was responding, I said I was at 0%. Now it's negative 100%.
The moment Juan Soto realized he wanted to be a member of the Red Sox.
That's some good trolling right there. That's some good trolling.
Smile if you're a future Red Sox with Teoscar Hernandez. Like,
Bar.
none of it. It's
What, dude? What?
Tyler,
it's
it's
no
not- there's
different
not a
than
lot
it's
of
been
personality.
since you met me.
Tyler. You want to see how real Twitter accounts run?
Go
All
ahead.
my tweets are fucking bangers, dude. They're
Yeah, you have 450,000 followers.
because my tweets are bangers.
It didn't show up like at sign. They didn't randomly assign follower accounts to people.
No,
when
I
they
didn't
signed up.
spawn with fucking half a milli. Steve,
See?
I have a recommendation. You're not going to do this, Tyler. I know you're not going to do this.
Go ahead.
delete your account.
I'm going to delete it right now.
Go right now.
You get a fucking
Deactivate.
bottle of bleach and you fucking drink it.
You have this right here be the last day you ever exist. All right,
Like-
that's what we're gonna have you do. No, I'm saying this as an honest opinion.
Yeah.
We are on Twitter all the time. We're on Red Sox Twitter all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought this for a long time. There's too many people tweeting the highlights. There's too many people that are tweeting the highlights. For next season, maybe a little step back from the highlights and then more person.
No,
I want
disagree
Tyler's
with that.
thoughts on the highlights. I want your reaction to stuff.
So all right, okay, so that's different. Amend
Yeah.
your take, Steve, because
You
I
need to
don't.
meld
I
the two.
disagree. Tyler should
But you tweet
not.
the highlight. Everyone's tweeting the highlights. There's so many songs. We're watching the
No.
game.
Tyler's my highlight guy.
Jerry tweets
Well,
the
I am
highlights.
cutting the
I
video the
invented
majority of the
the
time.
highlight game.
Jerry's the OG highlight guy.
invented
Vine. Vine days.
Tweets the important ones. Tyler will tweet every
All
play that happened
all
in
of
the
them.
game.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I
so,
mean.
but like, give me instead of just describing what happened.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me what you think about it.
I
Tell
feel
me
like I do that
it's
a
the
lot.
No. And it's the same thing with your goddamn news aggregating tweets. Like, don't just fucking clip what the person wrote and be like, oh man, that's interesting. Like, tell me what you think about it. Because people like I know I'm fucking crushing you right now, but it's because it's a deep rooted compliment. Like, I'm saying Tyler Milliken is a Red Sox personality that a lot of Red Sox fans care about, and they some people, believe it or not, Tyler, some people form their opinions on how they feel based on how you feel. But how are they supposed to know how you feel when your tweets are just fucking bland aggregations of other
I
people's...
would never know it's the same guy. I would never know you're
Yes.
that guy. If I didn't know, if you didn't have like your name attached, I'd
And-
be like, oh, that's a different dude.
And you want another fucking pointer, Tito?
These are all compliments, by the way.
These are
Yep.
all compliments. These are all
Yep.
compliments. Here's another pointer for you, Tyler.
Thank you.
And I hope that you take this
Tyler's
into
not happy
consideration.
right now. Okay.
It's called soap. You take it into the shower. you rub it.
Here's the tip, Tyler.
Yes.
When big news breaks,
Yes.
selfie video reaction.
Yeah.
Make yourself a bigger star. You have the power to do that. The podcast obviously gives you a platform to grow on, but on social media, you have a following, but your tweets are just so cookie cutter. Like, if something big happens, get your phone out, react to it on video, tweet it. Now you're becoming a bigger star. Cool.
Shirtless.
Sure.
You could. You
No,
could.
it's
if
his
it's-
only brand right now.
if it's good
outside
news,
of the news.
if it's
spot.
good
Yes.
news, if it's
Yeah.
good news,
No,
Yeah,
I
news
think it's funny
pantsless.
either way. I think it's
yes.
To me, the reason why I started, if you've been following the account since like the 2020, 2021 days, people knew back then it was constant opinions. It was constant thoughts. It was constant rants that people got annoyed by. Before you could do the long tweet, I was tweeting, 8 tweets all down in the replies with my whole take broken out. And those tweets did not do well on Twitter whatsoever. So what I started doing was the news tweet, and then usually I'd follow up the tweet if it was like something worth responding to, like this is my take on it, or I'd quote tweet it. That's typically the behavior. I don't like.
Is there any part of you that thinks that, like, I think you've graduated from a news account. You are a personality in this space.
Yep.
I think if I stopped tweeting the news, the account would stop growing. I think that's more the concern.
No chance.
React to it. And we're not saying leave people newsless. We're saying just do the quote tweet of whatever you're talking about. Like
Those
everyone
tweets
else
don't
uses the fucking
bang
app.
is hard.
You're not in it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
That
I am in it
sounds
for
like
the
you're in it
love
for
of
the
the
likes.
game.
That kind of sounded like you're in it for the likes.
You're
I'm in it for
like
likes,
Jared said,
dude.
you're trying to
Nah.
go viral. You're not
Yeah.
trying to give takes.
You're
not
trying to
be
go
yourself.
viral. Yeah. Like you need to like make Tyler go viral, not like the news.
Right.
You are
The
the
most
the
viral
story.
person on this show is you, Tyler.
Be the news. Don't report the news. The opposite of what they
Right.
teach you in
Or
journalism.
be the viral. You be the viral.
Yes. You're the star.
These are all compliments, by the way. None of
Yes,
these
these are our work.
insults.
We're being nice. We're complimenting you. We're trying to help you.
It's hard. It's a balance. I don't know. Like I feel
It's
like
not a balance.
I feel like over the years though, I've been able to understand like what does better on Twitter and what doesn't.
Okay,
Right?
and I'm telling you,
You
as
have
someone
the
who has
least amount of
1,000
fucking
times the size
followers
of your
of anyone
audience,
in this
what
conversation.
works?
That's a fair take.
Like literally, my tweets, like these are the views on my last tweets: 1.1 million, 1.1 million, 955,000.
That one stunk.
That one
Yeah.
stunk. 1.1 million. Like, take my advice. I know that I'm the younger guy, so I know what the young people want.
That's not it.
Twitter is where we grew up, Tyler. Like I think we have a pretty good understanding of what plays and what doesn't. And sure, like you may tickle the algorithm's balls a certain way, but at the end of the day, like what does that do for you? Like you should be trying to make Tyler Milliken a bigger star. What you're trying to do is like go viral. That doesn't what type of skill? Like what type of skill is that?
To me, it was just always I wanted my page to be like if you in my brain, when I used to be in high school and I got to lunch, I was like, where can I go where I can catch up on like what's going on with the Red Sox / see some Red Sox content or see somebody's
Right.
thoughts.
That's what I did. That was Sox Space. I did that in 2016 or no, 2006. Jesus Christ. I did that in 2006. I was you first 20 years ago. Like I started off being the news aggregator guy and then everyone copied me. So I was like, well, how do I become different now that everyone is doing what I do? Oh, I become the guy. I become the personality. No one can be me. So that's what you need to do. You need to be 2006, 2007 Jared. Like you are just aggregating news, which is what I did back then. And then everyone started to copy me. And now it's all diluted because everyone's doing the same shit. The same thing with like Steve's talking about with the highlights. Now everyone fucking does that. Like you as Tyler Milliken are a personality that when something in the Red Sox world happens, people seek out your opinion and your reaction, and instead you're just tweeting the news that everyone already knows. Give them the reaction that only Tyler Milliken can give them. That's how you grow.
The T-Dog videos would crush. If you did selfie reaction videos, that you'd take over that space within the space.
Yep.
Is it destroyed if I do both? Does it have to be one or the other?
It's just you don't have to do the news. Like
He can't rip that Band-Aid off though.
I know. That's what, like,
he
he's
doesn't
not getting
know
it.
what we're
Like,
saying.
I
you
know. I
can
hear what you
post-
guys are saying.
You don't. You can post the news, but like react to it. Don't just post it. You're not a fucking reporter. You're a personality. People want to know what you think about it. They don't like people are often not learning about the news from you. No. They know the news. If you're a diehard Red Sox fan, you know the news. Now I want to know how to feel about it. Or I want to know how Tyler feels about it. Like that's what they want. and give it to him.
Good take. Good take.
No
Thank
shit.
you.
Get it.
I do. I hear you. I'm listening.
Like when Gerrit, like, so the difference, like right now between you and Gerrit for me, like I'll learn stuff from Jarrett's account, especially nationally. Like he'll go into his little computer and he'll rip out the stats, but he's getting the stats. You understand? Like he'll go and get how bad you think Aaron Judge has been bad. Check out fucking how bad it's been, and then he'll say at the end, like, it's a real shame. Something like that. Like that's where it's like, here's the information, and here's me being a sly little cunt about it. Like that's the personality. There are other Yankee, like Katie Sharp, people like that, Yankee stat accounts that'll have the same stats, but it'll just be the stats. That's the difference. And Katie's great. I'm not taking a shot at her.
It's a good take. Thank you. You will see the change. I will start implementing it.
0%.
Yeah, I don't think you will.
If we
but
get a selfie video on Monday, I am going to be
I don't know about the video.
excited.
yeah, also don't overdo it. You got to make it
Yeah, it's got to
special.
feel right.
Like the
It's gotta
Wilyer
feel right.
Abreu Gold Glove video. Like people
Don't
are gonna be
need
like,
a
what the
video
fuck
for
you
that.
doing?
Don't need a video for that.
I
yeah.
would find that funny. Okay.
If there's a,
He's
if,
like, yeah.
No,
I
I'm with
thi-
Steve. You've been hyping the Wilyer Gold
yeah,
Glove
this is
thing
your.
this
You've
whole
kind of
time.
cornered this, so I think this should be a video.
go for it. I just don't. It's tough to have that be your first, but
No, I agree. Like the first free agent signing or trade or whatever, I want to see a Tyler Millibar's selfie video being like, fuck, I really hate that we signed Juan Soto away from my favorite team, the Yankees. Whatever you feel, just however you feel in that moment, that's what I want you to say.
yeah.
I will say, I do think, Jared, like you saying the idea of other people starting to do what you do. I did think for a while I had kind of cornered the market on the Red Sox news, like the aggregating style. I do think now a lot of people are hopping on that. And to me,
Yeah.
I hate doing the same shit everybody else is doing. That
Right.
irks me badly.
That's why I don't do highlights anymore. Like I was the first person to do that on Twitter, number one. And then everyone started to do it, and I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not going to do that anymore. Same thing back in the day. I was the first person aggregating Red Sox news on MySpace, and then everyone started to do it, and I was like, fuck that. How can I be different? And with you, I know it, like if I could just I guess psychoanalyze you for a second. Tyler is too humble to take the training wheels off. Tyler doesn't realize that he doesn't need the crutch of tweeting news to go viral. If you were just someone reacting to the news, you are in a place where people care about what you think, and those tweets will also do very well, and you will probably grow faster by being someone that is a Twitter personality versus a Twitter news source, because you're not breaking the news. Like you putting it out there means it exists somewhere else first. So like Passan, he's going to grow because people are going to follow him because like that guy's going to have it first. You'll probably never have it first. So the thing that you will have first is Tyler Milliken's reaction. No one else can have that first.
But nothing
No one
has
else
ever
can have that,
mattered
period.
less than having it first. Like that has
Yeah,
never mattered
correct.
less than right now. It's always mattered the most who has the quickest, best reaction that I want to see so I can feel a type of way about what just happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do get this is all you've ever known, though, Tyler. I see it all over your face. I get it. Like, this is all you've
It's
ever
scary.
known.
It's scary because I remember when I was like, I think I'm just going to start blogging instead of aggregating news. But I was like, why would anyone give a fuck about what I have to say about the Red Sox? Turns out people gave a fuck, and people will very much care about what you have to say about things.
I think the fear is when it was an account where it was tweeting out, but this was also
No one knew who you
probably
were.
pre-Section 10 days. Yeah.
Yeah, no one knew.
Where it was just take after take after take. And I was like, this never fucking popped. And then once
Right.
I started doing the new stuff, I was like, all right, that bang, that bang, that bang. It was an easy recipe to follow over and over again. It was something you could repeat. I need to find other things to repeat. It's like, and I know some people hate these fucking tweets, like on this day fucking 20 years ago, right? Like people hate those fucking tweets. They're like, dude, that is like, you know, you're kind of just shooting. We know the game you're playing. Like those are going to do numbers every single time. A lot of the time though, it's like, damn it. It's like, I know that play works. So I'm going to play that play on that certain day and see how it goes. Probably not the smartest way long-term to go about it, but you get in the habit of like, I know this works. I'm going to stick to it, but you can't grow unless you do different things. Right. So like, that's
Yeah.
ultimately the the crutch.
One last thing real quick, and I said it maybe a couple months ago on this program, Tyler. This is also a quality of life thing. Like, this is also a not losing your mind because it's been 2 hours and you didn't get a post up, not needing that constant,
So competitive.
No, I know, but I'm like genuinely saying that this is not a joke at all. Like, I'm 34, Coley and Gerrit basically the same age. We've been in the Twitter game for a long time. If you get caught up in thinking like, I gotta get this up, gotta get it, your life is just like super secondary. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, this is all I've been doing for the last decade. Like this is it. Like you gotta have more time for T-Dog, especially with the other responsibilities you have.
Yeah.
I opened that application because I have something in my head that I no longer want in my head. I don't give a fuck who sees it, what they do with it. If it gets 0 retweets or 1,000, like, you cannot have those things. You have to detach yourself from that.
People know, like, I have set times where tweets need to be out, like on a day-to-day basis.
That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, for what reason? Why?
Just because I know if I get it out early in the morning, that sets the account early in the morning. That's something people can click on. It gives them a reason to go look at stuff.
It's not a fucking hot coffee pot that people need to come check. Like,
it's not
a
newsletter. Like people aren't manually checking your page. Like they will just see the tweet as it pops up on their timeline. Like organic is always going to win out.
I know, Tyler, I know that you want a Twitter presence throughout the course of the day when people could be looking at Twitter. That's probably where you're at with that. But if you transition to more of like a natural when things happen react type of deal instead of like when there's nothing, it's fine for there to be nothing. It's totally fine. I actually love when there's nothing. It's a nice little chill time. Coley?
Jay, you can edit what he says out. How much are you making off your Twitter subscription a month?
I can say it. It's nothing. It's like $50, $40.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, if you were making like thousands of dollars or something, I'd be like, I understand
climbing
of changing your mind, but I don't like that's not a reason then.
Oh, I'm not doing it for financial. I never look at the Twitter. It's more of a maintaining, just being visible than anything else.
You're very visible.
So
You're visible in this space.
Yeah.
Kind of fucking childhood trauma are you soothing?
That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
You just said be visible.
It's the idea of like, you're only going to be in people's face for so long. You want to maintain that as long as you can.
What does that mean?
He thinks he's dying soon or
no,
something.
I don't think I'm dying, but
fuckhead. This show's bigger than your Twitter account.
Cool. 1,000,000 times bigger.
You're visible. Asshole, you threw a first
couldn't-
pitch at Fenway this year.
Yeah,
you had
people saw
thousands of
that.
people try to put you into a dunk tank. They were paying real U.S. currency to do that to you. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. In my head, it's just always like act like it could be gone tomorrow. That's the right way to approach it.
No, that's no. That's not.
Twitter-wise, never think that way.
Twitter, by the way, Twitter's got like 6 days left. So
Yeah, you said this earlier, Coley. I was very concerned when you said that.
That really depends on how Tuesday goes.
Yeah, apparently TikTok's
What's
gone too. It's
Tuesday?
all gone. We're gonna
What's
lose
on
it all.
Tuesday?
So this combo doesn't matter.
Fucking qualifying offers.
Oh.
Tyler's not even kidding.
Monday.
That's
That's
very
great.
I know.
Yeah. Qualifying offers.
He's like, do I have to schedule a tweet? Like, what's going on? Fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that the day they're
Actually,
changing the
that's
block
Monday.
feature?
Yes,
that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big day.
Stats. I'm going to see all your tweets. Get ready, buddy.
Crazy person.
You
to be
nailed
called
it.
by.
that's the highlight of Tuesday.
Yep. Yep. The highlight of my Tuesday is when I crack open an ice cold Blue Moon. I know that. Yep. Because some beers can say that they're brewed for baseball, but only Blue Moon is brewed by baseball. Beer and baseball, they just go together. And no beer goes better than the one that was literally born in a ballpark. Blue Moon was created at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. It's the natural choice for opening day and all season long. Had a bunch of Blue Moons last night. Went out to dinner. It was very nice. I did a little fat people stuff this weekend. I got 2 dinners Friday and Saturday.
Proud of
So
you.
4 total dinners?
I got 4 dinners in
2
2
days?
days.
Wow.
Yeah. I got on Friday night, I got baked haddock and steak tips. And then last night I got chicken quesadilla and a ribeye. And today I also went to Dunkin' Donuts twice. I had 2 bacon, egg, and cheeses today.
Well,
Damn,
this is
are
the
you
best
going
time
through
to be
something?
fat. No, this is the best. Let's be real. I mean, daylight saving, like it's gonna be dark all day. This is a great time to be fat.
I
get to
guess
wear
I'm also like I had a
layers.
long time off the gym, and I'm approaching week 3, so I think like my body's just like, all right, we're hungry now that we're actually doing things besides sitting on the couch watching fucking playoff baseball. But yeah, I mean, I've been fueling up with double meals, and the more you eat, the more you want some Blue Moons is pretty much how my weekend went. From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. A few months from now. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that is one of a kind? It's bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice. Ritual guarantees I lost my spot and I just kind of like knew the read from memory. Guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Bring the ballpark to you with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's a one-of-a-kind every time. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter, celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Suck one.
Suck. Now that it's the off season, what are you guys most excited for? Anything?
The Celtics?
Nope. Wrong answer.
I mean, they're pretty sick.
They're pretty nasty, yeah.
Pretty awesome to watch. It's actually, the Celtics are so good that my brain is constantly occupied with Red Sox thoughts because I don't even have to think about the Celtics. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
Celtics they're like in a crock pot. It's like, just set them and forget them. The Red Sox are like, they're like a creme brulee. Like, it requires all of my attention, delicate attention at all times. So it's actually hell. The Celtics are so good, it makes me more depressed about the Red Sox.
I think in terms of the effort it takes to get into Red, that's what it is to me. It takes a lot of effort for me to get up about Red Sox stuff right now. Like, as it stands right now, especially like pre-real rumors, we're in that, like, I know things can happen. Royals extend Michael Wacha. I always think anytime the Royals do something now, it's just flipping the bird to us, where it's like,
I saw that
you guys
tweet. That was a weird tweet.
I didn't think it was a weird. I said it was stupid.
Why do you
that
think
it made
the
no
Royals
sense.
care about us?
No, they don't.
Seth
They don't.
Lugo thing, right?
I'm saying more just like how when I see the Royals spend money, I always think now that it's them being like, look, even we can spend money and you guys don't. I even acknowledge in the tweet it doesn't make any sense. It's just a illogical brain thing. But no, I'm being honest with Sox stuff as it stands right now. Like, I need to really get up to get excited about it. Like, there's gonna, and I think you had something similar, Jerry, of like, no, they're gonna have to do stuff for me to get excited. It's not gonna be. There's gonna be very few reports that I'm really gonna be like, oh, let's get going, let's do it.
I have fallen for it too many times to where I refuse to have that happen again. Like, I need to see it. I fell for Full Throttle. I know Alex Spear is probably the most trustworthy beat guy, like local guy that we got. Him saying the $100 million thing, it's like, okay. Like, it's not saying I don't believe Alex. It's saying I don't believe in the Red Sox. I just don't.
The worst, but like, I believe him. I just think it's for someone we shouldn't sign. Like, that's
like Willie Adames or Bregman or something like that.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, I think they're going to spend money just to say, see, and this player is going to set off a chain reaction that I very much don't want.
To me, that's fine. Just do it with Max Fried. Like, just give him the money. Like, make your point. Whatever you want to throw in my face, pay him, and then we're ready to rock. You still got other things you got to do. I don't know. Maybe in their eyes, like Coley, we've mentioned on the podcast, but Tanner Scott, like, has been floated a million times involving the Red Sox. They can't help but be matched, but that's not going to be $100 million either. That's going to probably be like 40 to 50.
That would be the funniest part if they gave Tanner Scott.
Just go
like
nuts.
Okay, boom. We spent $100 million, Tanner Scott.
He'll close sometimes. Like, it's like, all right, sick, cool.
3 years, 105 for Tanner Scott. Tell us we don't give a shit anymore now. Huh?
Yeah, you bozos.
It just scares me because just in the same line as we mentioned, that Casas thing didn't come out of nowhere. Neither did the names Bregman and Willie Adames. Those come from somewhere. People in that organization. We've actually got reports about how many people in the Red Sox organization like Willie Adames already.
And if we're being honest, for Bregman, he got drafted by the Red Sox all the way back in the day. So
Yeah, that
you know.
definitely is going to weigh heavily in this.
Well, a lot of that front office is still the same.
No, Bregman's not happening. I can tell you that.
Oh,
That'd
that's
be
a big deal.
tremendous.
This will be aggregated by someone tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing about like Tyler is he'll aggregate every podcast except for the one that he's on. Like
I've aggregated our podcast.
he
a million
fucking
times.
tweeted out
clown.
like Cora to the Phillies was a possibility 3 months after it was on this podcast.
This is now it's fixed. You are still aggregate boy, but it's only of this show. Like I
Yeah.
want you taking notes of the show.
Yeah, why don't you
you're
ever
making
do
us
that?
You're making the show go viral.
No,
It shows
you
don't pay
don't.
attention to my account. When was the last time we dropped real news on this podcast? I could tell you the last time if you want.
When was it?
Alex Cora on Name Redacted, him dropping the news of the jersey schedule for the week, which was a big deal at the time.
Didn't I break the fucking Chris Sale trade?
No, we released the episode after, but we had said it. We were still on like call. You had texted us. We all knew about the deal.
Well, to aggregate, you don't need some big news. You could aggregate like anything, really.
Make
it could be
the
something
news.
implied that you could aggregate.
Well, at the
Like,
same time, I also
we
never
had
like
the-
Jared
we-
will be like, "I'm not. This
we-
isn't a report," so I
Well,
would
yeah,
never
but
tweet
we
that out.
had the Teoscar Hernandez numbers and shit like that. There's been Section 10 news.
That was
Fuck
tweeted
you.
out. That's all Name Redacted era.
Teoscar Hernandez was this
Name Redacted
year,
era.
going into this year. No.
Yeah, but we didn't start until a week before.
Yeah,
the
we were
season.
like opening day, basically.
Yeah, Teoscar, that was all Name Redacted.
When did we stop doing name redacted?
The
Did
first
we-
week of March. There's accounts on the Name Redacted, or there's tweets on the Name Redacted account of spring training homers from this year.
Yeah.
Really?
Raffy's first homer, I was looking at the account the other day. Like the last 3 tweets were Raffy homers or something like that.
Interesting. Well, start aggregating everything from this show.
Start dropping news. You want me to drop that Alex Bregman one tomorrow?
Make the news.
Nah.
All right.
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about Bregman not ending up here.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Thrilled.
I know that like there were people obviously that were eyeing that like I guess months and years before it was possible, but at this current point in time, I would be surprised if Bregman ended up here. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see.
You got any other names you can add that to?
Juan
He's
Soto.
got a quota, Jared.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get 2 tweets out of this.
Wasn't that like one of like the last like text messages that I fucking
We will not sign Shohei Ohtani. You can tweet that one out, Tyler.
yeah, where is it?
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunday, September 22nd. Would you say the odds of the Red Sox signing Juan Soto are less than 5%? Yes.
Yeah. I think you said that on the Juan Soto episode we did a couple
Yeah,
weeks
definitely
ago.
did.
Yeah.
That's why when the Heyman thing came out, I tweeted what I said.
What'd you say?
That I've never had less confidence, and I said on that episode I had 0
Wow.
confidence.
Got it.
How can you have less than 0?
Negative 100.
I don't know, brother.
Negative.
I don't know if you guys are up for it. I know, Coley's got kids, Tyler's, I don't know what you do.
What's up, Martha?
I think the emergency episode has to be in play this offseason. If they
course.
do something of
It's got to be worthy.
substance, yes. Where's the bar, though?
Question for you guys. Because we had 2 emergency pods last year for ITM. Did you guys have any?
1. Sale.
Okay, we did Sale and we deemed Giolito good enough for an emergency pod.
I think
They happened like
Giolito
within
fell.
2 days ago.
Yeah,
if I'm not
Giolito
mistaken.
fell. We were recording with
Or within
Lou.
2 days apart.
We did, I think before the podcast started, Jared goes, something's going on with Sale. By the time the podcast finished, or maybe 20 minutes after, you texted, it was like, it's going down.
Okay, so those were like comboed, basically? Because if I'm not mistaken, they happened right around New Year's, I think?
Yeah,
Both those?
it was
Okay.
Yeah.
right before my house almost burned down.
Right, it was right before your house almost burned down.
That's most days.
That's true.
That's, yeah.
I'm looking at the free agency list right now, ranked by The Athletic, which it's already wrong, but Soto, obviously that would require an emergency.
Pod till
Corbin
opening day.
Burns, obviously. Sasaki, I don't think he's getting posted, but I think at least me and Tyler would have to come on for that.
We're all yes.
Yeah. Gerrit Cole, I feel like
I've
would probably
been
be
a huge Sasaki guy for many
I
years.
understand. I didn't.
Why am I
My
not in the
apologies.
Sasaki?
You can
group?
be. I just don't know. I haven't talked to you about him as much apparently.
The fuck?
Gerrit
The
Cole, I
fuck?
think, would be our most listened to episode like ever if we sign Gerrit Cole.
Don't rule it out.
Max Fried, yeah.
Fuck.
Pete Alonso is number 6 on this list. I think that would warrant a big like what the fuck just happened episode.
Yeah,
Well, we
why
know
do
the
we do that?
Casas trade is coming, unless
Right, that's a
or at
big
least
part of it.
Yoshida.
The fuck.
Bregman,
fuck?
Jared just said, don't worry about. But if we did sign Bregman, I would assume he'd be on that episode.
I'd be there. Yeah.
No, the fuck. Yeah.
No, him-
Bregman, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Blake Snell is 8.
Yes.
I would for sure be ready to do an episode.
We could get Blake Snell too.
That'd be great. I would love that. They
Yeah.
got
So
Freddie
far, like
Peralta.
most of these people, I think most of these people would come on the show.
Yeah.
The emergency.
the fuck.
Gerrit Cole would on this show would be unbelievable.
What's up,
If-
Jack?
Gerrit Cole
If-
doing a podcast, no chance.
I don't know. I feel like
Just
he
the
would do
beard's
it.
back immediately.
If
Yeah.
Gerrit Cole signed with the Red Sox, I feel like he would know he would have to cross paths at some point. Especially if it was like a long-term commitment. If it's like a 3-year deal, maybe no. But if it's like the Red Sox gave him 5 years, he's like, all right, fine, fuck it.
If
All
you
right.
would ask me one MLB player that would not want to do a podcast the most, I think it's Gerrit Cole. I think he's the one seed for that's the last thing I want to do. He probably hates them too, just
No,
because they
Shohei.
opinions.
Oh.
Oh, no, wait, why Shohei?
If
He's having
Shohei
fun
was
lately.
hosted by like 5 white chicks, he'd be there every episode.
I mean, name one podcast you've ever seen him on.
Not yet, but I'm saying like moving forward.
He's been in the league for 7 years.
I think that's more of a. That's different. Like Cole was like, no, fuck podcasts. I don't think Shohei's like that. I
Where
think
did he
he's
say
like,
that?
He just doesn't like media of any sort.
Nah, that's not true. He does stuff with like the Bad Boys. Like he does like
Yeah,
he's
like
done-
kind of. It
he's
looks
done,
like
content like that.
reluctantly. I don't think he loves being
Nah,
there. And those guys are
nah.
great. Those are the best dudes ever. And he looks like, yeah, I'll do it.
Nah, I think
And-
he was into it.
I don't think he'd want to do a podcast. No chance.
Nah, he wants to do this podcast. Jake, book Gerrit
Okay,
Cole.
book Gerrit Cole.
Future Red Sox Gerrit Cole.
For next week, we'll
Uh,
get Gerrit Cole on here.
Yeah.
Number 10, they have Anthony Santander.
I'm getting
Nah.
on for that.
Yep.
I'd be very confused why we signed him, so I'd need to talk some things out for sure.
I think we're getting close to the line here, maybe. But yes.
Mhm.
Willie Adames is 11.
Willie Adames should be higher than Santander, but
Agreed. And Pete
Couple of
Alonso.
guys.
and Pete
Number-
Alonso, yeah.
Number 12, I think we would need to do maybe even a tied in the 8th just to disavow. It's Marcelo Zuna.
Oh yeah, we can't sign him.
No.
Option picked
Third-
up.
Oh, already? Great.
I
So not
believe.
even an option. 13's Christian Walker. I don't know that I'm jumping out of bed to talk about Christian Walker.
Yeah,
No.
that's the line.
But like, where's Max Fried? Like Max
he was,
Fried
like,
is
third.
below Christian Walker.
No. He was,
No.
I said he was like third
At
or
20,
fourth.
Max Fried.
Oh, I was gonna say what the
Bieber's
fuck?
15. I think Bieber, we should.
Bieber's coming on. Bieber's on that
Right.
show.
Manaya's 16.
Manaya's on that show.
Okay, then we're doing it. Flaherty's 17.
Flaherty's on that show.
You're just naming Jared's like best friends.
I know. So 18 is a 35-year-old Japanese pitcher. 19's Michael Walker, who just signed.
Wait,
today.
who's the third? You're not gonna say his name?
Tomoyuki Sugano.
Boom.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll have him on
Yuki?
too.
Yeah, he's
I'm
good.
good.
20's Evaldi.
That's disrespectful as fuck.
Well,
Sugano's like maybe a number 5 starter. Maybe.
Whatever, but like, yes for
Mhm.
Nate.
If Nate came back, we'd be fucking exploding in our pants.
No,
Really?
I would be happy. I wouldn't be like, let's fucking go.
I'd be
like,
furious he wasn't on the team this whole time. Well,
Well, as someone who was very heavy that they should have got that 2 or 3 year deal done back after 2022,
yeah, that's.
I'd
not
be
the Red
excited
Sox
about
fault.
Nate Evaldi though.
Teoscar's 21.
We could talk Teoscar.
Okay. Walker Bueller's 22.
We could talk. Walker's on that show.
Yeah, I would be thrilled with that. Tanner Scott's 23. I'm not honestly that excited because I think he's already on.
He's already on the team.
Yeah.
He's
but we'd
here.
have to talk about that. Yeah,
24 is Jerkson Profar. I think we found the line.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jurgensen?
there we go.
not
Jergy,
doing that.
Jurgensen Profar. We found the line.
Jurgensen.
Montgomery's 26 though.
They picked up his
Montgomery,
option.
he's
or
just-
he picked
be
up his own
traded.
option.
He'll be traded.
Who's eating some of that money, baby?
Glaber.
He's only 28.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
I'd do a Glaber pod. You'd kind of
I
have
feel like
to.
we'd have to. Yeah, I feel like we would have to.
That'd be
I feel
fun.
like he's very like everything goes wrong trying to find a DH, and then Gleyber Torres is here trying to rebound.
I mean, Glaber would rake here, but I definitely don't need that.
Eloy
Yusei
fits into
Kikuchi.
that too.
Kikuchi? Yeah, I'd do a little Kikuchi. Yep.
Okay. No, I'm just
Underrated, you say Kikuchi.
looking- I don't think anyone else is. Carlos Estevez, Jared, would you be horned up for some Estevez?
I wouldn't be horned up, but I don't know that I'd hop on a pod.
Severino.
Nope.
Not pod worthy.
Okay. I mean, I know Steve would. Alex Verdugo.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'd do a 5-hour show about
Is
that.
there a chance that Alex Verdugo's career is over?
Should be.
What?
Like, is there
What are
a
you talking
chance
about?
that like no team wants him next year?
No.
I mean, he was
He'll sign for
auditioning for the
cheap somewhere.
Dodgers game one.
He'll sign for cheap somewhere.
Platoon
And-
player.
Say he's going to turn it around. So
Robbie
then he'll just be
Grossman.
this.
I think
Robbie
that's the whole
Grossman
list.
would be on that pod, so we'd have to have it. Yeah, we'd have to have it.
Well, Crochet, we got to talk like Crochet. I think it's an obvious if they traded for Crochet.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's really the only trade pitcher they've been
Oh.
linked to.
Luzardo.
I'm
Yes.
not
Yeah.
interested.
Whoa.
Depends what we gave up. I think that depends on what we gave up.
Yeah,
Wilyer is the main piece. Like an Arias and a.
I mean, I think that's just like a reaction video at that point. I don't know if it's a full app because we will talk about it.
I think you got to go for Luzardo. We got to do a pod.
No, Alcantara, I would.
Oh
I
my
would
God.
Who's the Giants pitcher? I'm blanking on his name.
Webb.
Yeah, Logan Webb.
Oh, I would nut for Webb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
He would be on that pod.
yeah, he would.
Yeah, why? Like, I don't know, man. Whatever.
What about any trade with the Cardinals?
Whatever.
Wilson
dude.
Contreras. Yes.
I fucking hate Wilson Contreras.
Keep going.
I that's the end of the story. I don't like him.
Did something and it's something you can say happened or no?
The second L in his name.
He what did he block me for?
Oh.
He blocked me in like 2016 for saying that like he in like the World Series he like thought he hit a home run and it was just like a single off the wall, and I was like, oh, Cubs fans aren't gonna like this, and he blocked me for it. So fuck him. And then when I was a diehard Brewers fan, he would like always like cause shit with the Brew Crew. So like maybe that's why I hate him so much. It was less about the block, more about him always causing problems with the Brew Crew.
When Heim robs us in that trade this offseason,
I was gonna
he
say-
comes here. It's going to be a tough day.
What
I like Wilson
any,
Contreras though.
any trade involving Heim, I think is going to need a thorough an immediate investigation.
Yeah, and he just sucks at catching too.
He actually got a lot
DH.
better this year.
No,
He's
he
better
didn't.
than
credit.
Wong. Definitely better.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, not
take.
interested.
No, I'm interested. Story for Contreras. That's what I'm hearing.
I haven't
Wow.
heard that.
That's what I'm hearing. Heim wants his guy back.
Yeah, I'm not hearing that. I'm actually
Nah.
hearing that HelloFresh is saving lives though.
Saving mine.
A lot of people have been saying that to me. The holiday season is just around the corner, and we're all looking for ways to spend and stress less. HelloFresh makes mealtime nearly hassle-free with delicious home-delivered, chef-crafted recipes that come together quick and are less expensive than takeout. Whether you're craving hearty comfort food, trying to please picky eaters, or looking for a calorie-smart meal plan, HelloFresh has all those options and more available on a rotating menu of 50 recipes to choose from every single week. Step out of your recipe rut and make fun, flavorful meals without needing to hunt for specialty ingredients. And HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients mean less food waste. Easily customized recipes so much just the way that you like it. There are always options available to trade or upgrade proteins or swap out side dishes. Plus, check out HelloFresh Market for over 100 add-on items like desserts, quick breakfasts, snacks, and a lot more. This month, they even have Thanksgiving items to help wow a crowd with minimal effort on your part. Not that anyone has to know. Man, HelloFresh has been a lifesaver for me. Being a cheer dad, it's tough. It's tough during the week. Practice all week. Games, competitions all weekend. We don't have time to go grocery shopping. We really just don't. But we do want to have fresh cooked meals that are delicious for a family of 4, where there's 4 different kinds of preferences in terms of what we're going to be eating. So that's where HelloFresh comes in. And thank God for them, because they make life easier and more convenient. And for you guys, you can get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com/free section 10. Applied across 7 boxes, new subscribers only, varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/free section 10. It is highly encouraged to voice the following HelloFresh tagline: America's #1 meal kit.
They got me, dude.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Is there anything from the Milliken Manifesto that you feel like we didn't hit on, Tyler?
We could touch on Tyler O'Neill. Tomorrow's the day. They're gonna have to either give him a
Qualifying
cue or
offer.
not. Are you guys for or against?
Against.
Steve?
Against.
Coley?
Hard against.
Okay, we're all on the same page here.
There we go.
Besides that, bold predictions. Jim
4.
Bowden had Jack Flaherty signing here for 3 years, 68, and Yusei Kikuchi signing for 3 years, 42.
Okay.
Happy or sad?
Well, he doesn't know shit. that
I
guy.
agree. I will say,
All right, there we go.
if you're talking fallback options, and this is where like something like the Sean Manaea situation gets weird now that he has a QO, would you chase someone like Kikuchi, who looked very good with the Astros? They made some tweaks and
Yeah.
like metric wise
Yes.
looked to be on a higher scale than where Sean Manaea was at the end of the year. But as Coley mentioned in a great piece he put out today, his offseason preview, with the arm slot change with Manaea, it is a little weird to look at his metrics and kind of take them as a whole, because he was a different pitcher from July on, right?
Correct.
But I don't know. I think the Kikuchi angle is a little bit interesting there. Flaherty, he wants to be in LA.
Says who?
Him? He said there's no place I'd rather be at the World
He
Series.
was drunk, dude. He just won the World Series and he's drunk.
from there, though. Like, you see the writing on the wall.
No, you don't.
Okay.
I don't think I'm not taking that as gospel.
Legally binding.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
think
not.
3 years, 68 is the number? You think that's the ballpark we're looking at here?
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
If you're looking for top of the rotation stuff, even though he wasn't as good as when he got to the Dodgers, he probably has the best stuff of the next tier.
Mhm.
And lastly, news-wise, Dylan Lawson hired as an assistant hitting coach in the big leagues. In my opinion, the kind of takeaway I had, and many people remember, he's with the Yankees, got fired in the middle of 2023. Brian Cashman
Awesome.
had never fired a coach before in the middle of the season. He was that
Perfect.
guy.
Awesome.
But I think he worked a lot in the upper minors this past year, especially with like the big four and those guys.
Yeah.
I think he's going to kind of be the bridge for some of those guys once they get promoted, someone they can lean on that they're familiar with. And
Yeah.
he spent a little time with the big league staff last year too. So
Yep.
it makes sense to me.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for Dylan Lawson. Yep.
I'm glad you said all that stuff because I had the same notes on him.
Active Twitter follow if you see him out there.
He what?
I
He's
don't
a
want
very
my hitting
active
coach
Twitter
on
guy.
Twitter.
Dylan Lawson?
Mhm.
What's that handle?
I guarantee he follows you. A. Dylan Lawson.
A like A or like A?
Hey,
A,
Dylan.
just the letter.
A Dylan.
Lawson. Dillon.
Wait. Say that again. D.
Illon.
Yep.
And then Lawson.
Doesn't follow me. This guy sucks.
A Dylan Lawson
Boom.
does not follow.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, he's got to go.
Big T-Dog guy.
See, this is the problem that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Is there will be T-Dog guys out there, and girls. That's great. That's great. But if they discover T-Dog on Twitter, they're like, oh man, this guy's tweets are awesome. They have no idea that he does Section 10 because he's so busy citing other podcasts that they're like,
true.
oh, I love T-Dog. And every day he's telling me to check out 310 to Left. It's my new favorite podcast. I didn't know about it until T-Dog put me on. Like it's because he doesn't put on the 10. This Dylan Lawson has no
I tweet
idea
the 10 every time we
that
do an
we
episode.
exist. For every one Section 10 tweet, there's 90 310 to Left tweets. 90.
I haven't tweeted about them in weeks.
That's because you're gun shy.
Oh, spare me. The restructuring of the front office stuff. It's very
look.
nerdy.
Oh, look, his 2 retweets ago, Tyler Milliken.
That's my guy. Big D.
Oh, there's another Tyler Milliken retweet. Wow.
This is just my burner account.
This guy loves T-Dog. Oh, another Tyler Milliken retweet. Wow.
Huh.
I'm not seeing him retweet anything from Section 10 though, which is crazy because like he follows Tyler, loves him.
Well, he's not
look, another
retweeting
Tyler
podcast
Milliken
stuff.
retweet. That's crazy.
It says here he's followed by Brooksgate. I don't know if you've heard of that account, Jared.
Oh, that's really that's my favorite account that
Yeah.
I told you about. And
Yeah,
yeah,
Brooks
nothing
underscore
from
Gate.
Section 10 here. That's weird. So yeah, I mean it is what it is, my man, you know. It's fine.
Take me, Lord. Take me.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, me and Coley and Jake were talking about, even Steve actually was like, oh, let's do Section 10 tattoos, like group tattoos. We didn't even think to ask you because we know that you wouldn't do it.
I would definitely do it.
He would get the 10, just
And then
10,
get a
and then
3
later
when
he'd
we
go
leave,
back and
yeah.
put the 3 in front of it.
Yeah.
He'd show us the 10, but be like, don't worry, honey. Like, I'm changing this to 310.
I want a
Yeah.
thigh tat.
All right, yeah. You
You
can put it
little
wherever you
slut.
want. Where would you put it, Steve, if you got it? Because I'm not even fully convinced that you'd do it.
I'm not fully convinced either. I don't know. I really don't know.
I think
Like
you
you-
could rock a thigh tat.
Yeah, but like
doesn't
no
hurt.
one's ever seeing my thighs.
It
Like,
doesn't
I
matter.
don't-
It's just
That's the whole
it's the
point.
brotherhood. It's the fact that you have it and we all have it.
Okay. I don't even hate the idea of like the wrist.
You can do
I
the
know
wrist.
that's yeah, because you
wrist
can
is
still
super
cover
It
that
painful.
up.
hurts, right?
Oh, it's very painful. Okay, I wouldn't know.
It hurts. So I don't have my left, but I do have my right.
Yeah, I got
But like the thigh hurt so minimally that I was interviewing Kyle Freeland as they were doing the tattoo.
Mhm.
Well,
Okay. Thigh might be it.
Jared, Duran's latest tattoo. That's your guy?
No, he
Oh.
got that done in I believe Beverly Hills.
They put
I
him
asked
under, right?
Yeah. So I asked him, I was like, I have so many questions because I've seen people do like the, anesthesia tattoos. Even me, like sometimes like I feel a little bit guilty about using numbing cream because it's like I want to earn it. I've used numbing cream for the like up here, like inside the bicep near the armpit, because I already did it. Like I already earned my stripes. Like I have 2 sleeves and like I have the inside of the bicep on my left, and I did everything raw dog, my chest, my whole fucking arm, everything on my right. But then I was like, I remember how bad the inside of the bicep towards the armpit feels. So I did numbing cream, but they have a way to do, like, they put you under and you don't feel a goddamn thing, and they tattoo you for however long it takes, and then you wake up and you have this huge tattoo piece, which is sick. And he got like a half back piece done, and I was like, how much did it cost? How long were you under for? Did it hurt when you woke up? Like all this other stuff. I don't know that I would ever do it. Maybe I might. It's fucking expensive, dude. Like I'm not gonna like say the number because I don't like that's Jaren's business. But he told me the number, and it was like, that's fucking expensive for a tattoo. Like this tattoo better be fucking awesome. Like his tattoo, it looks great, but you've got to make sure the artist is unbelievable and X, Y, and Z because it is expensive.
I can't believe you use numbing cream.
Oh, fuck you. It like that.
We used to be a proper country.
All the people that say this, by the way, they don't get the inside of the bicep tattooed. Like they just don't. Like they don't know what it feels
I wouldn't
like.
blame anybody for doing it for any tattoo. They
Yeah.
all look painful.
I've heard ribs and spine and like feet because you have so many nerve endings down there. But
Yeah, so does
ribs
your
and-
armpit, my
I'm
guy.
not debating that. Well, there's just flab there, even no matter how jacked
I don't
you
have
are
flab
at
on
that
my
point.
arms. It's all
Yeah,
just
whatever,
fucking
dude. You got extra skin there.
center cut filet mignon on that bitch.
Then it shouldn't have hurt.
No, it hurts.
It sounds like it didn't because you used numbing cream.
Spoiler, it doesn't really work that great. So
It just like hurts
You're
even
getting
more.
carved- like it has to hurt when you wake up. It has to. Like
I
from
do,
the
I do like you
anesthesia
mentioned that
line.
with Gerrit. It's like, does that hurt when your whole back is tatted when you wake up? It's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
you
I would
someone-
think that's pretty painful.
but like the pain of getting a tattoo is very different from
That's
the pain
way
of,
worse than
like,
the after effect.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
But you've
Okay.
also never woken up to someone recently carving something into your back, like your whole back too. Not even the whole point of getting large ones. You go in for the sessions because you can only do so much. Getting that large of a piece, like especially NBA players are doing it. They're going in and coming out like fucking 2K. Like they're going in and coming out with full body tattoos.
Yeah,
What do you do
Immediately.
when you're
Like, that
getting a
has to hurt.
tattoo and you're awake?
What?
chill.
You
I
talk
don't
to
know.
them?
Just hang
Yeah.
out.
Nah,
Oh, that sounds
sometimes.
awful.
I've been getting tattoos from the same guy for over 10 years. So like we'll talk a little bit, but most of the time I'm just in there like we like the same music, so like he just plays like whatever albums, like we'll like listen to music or like if there's a game on, I'm like watching the game on my phone.
Also, doesn't it make enough like zzz, it makes enough noise where that's
No.
probably just no.
a good gun is quieter now. They have got
Okay.
guns that are
Sure.
pretty quiet now, yeah. Yeah.
Get you good guns.
I go
Yeah.
in there. I'm like Jake in the chair. I'm yapping.
Yapping, yeah.
Jake,
But-
are you tatted?
I'm not tatted. We talked about it at House of Blues, though. I would consider going thigh for the 10.
Do it. I'd
Yeah.
be down.
Hmm?
Once I get one, I feel like I can get a lot more and people won't look at me weird.
I would do neck.
I'd do face if I had enough job security at one point.
You have job security.
Definitely don't.
The quickest definitely don't of all time.
Definitely don't.
Yeah. You get
I'll
that
put it.
crisp
I'll put it
50
right
coming
here.
from the
I'll
bird
do a
every
10 on the
month.
throat. I'll do a 10 throat tat. I mean, I technically already have it, but I would do one with you guys as well.
Yeah, I want something over the eyebrow.
Imagine that's your first tattoo is a face tat.
That'd be
Crazy.
great.
10
When
right
I
there.
when I first got with Martha, or actually right before, I had someone draw like a heart, like a broken heart right here, and I sent it to her on Snapchat. And she actually fell for it, and she told all her friends. And like when I came to class the next day, they all thought I was gonna have this like wild tat on my face. But I didn't.
Yeah. So, I feel like
Stick with the
that's-
news. We're stick with the news.
You're-
You're
yeah.
wrong.
Less
Yeah.
personality.
Go aggregate. Yeah, that'll be a good vlog. We'll maybe we'll do that for an off-season vlog. We'll go to a tattoo shop and we'll get a 10 somewhere. That'd be cool. We have to do some more convincing with Steve, I guess. I thought he was in on this.
Well, I've kind of just been always anti-tattoo. Not like I don't care anyone that has tattoos. Like, do your thing. I just don't ever feel the need to get them, or have never felt the need to get them. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, what if it's like, it's a brotherhood?
If it's a brotherhood, it's way different. That's
Yeah.
way different than just like getting a Sox logo because I wanted to get a Sox logo. Like, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, what fucking loser.
Yeah,
would
who
do
the
that?
fuck would have that? You'd have to be a moron to do that.
Yeah, getting that as your first tattoo, being 16. What a fucking loser.
Yeah, you'd have to be a clown.
Yeah, absolute dickhead to get that tattoo. But yeah, where would you put it, T-Dog?
I want it on my right thigh.
Okay, so
That's
Jake
like my
and
power
T-Dog
thigh.
doing thigh. Steve could probably be talked into the thigh. I don't know. It doesn't have to all be in the same place. Where would you put it, Coley?
I don't know. It's like I'm trying to build out the rest of my left arm My right arm, I want for 3 more larger pieces because I have the big one on my forearm here. So I want like 4 different sections. Could easily go on my left somewhere. Definitely somewhere on the left. That one's just kind of random and jumbled, so I wouldn't hate that. I don't think I would do chest. I have a funnier idea for my stomach, so I'm not going to do that.
Calf?
Maybe, but I've had different ideas for both calves matching, like opposite somehow. One of my friend has both of his shins and knees done. That sounds, I might need to go under if I do that. That's because that's all bone.
Yeah,
Like, that's
all
just
bone.
that's like carving into a tree like
It
that, and
sucks.
you're the tree. Yeah,
That's a
that's not
jackhammer.
what
It's literally-
yeah,
like the gun will
basically.
literally bounce. Like, da, 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 da. Yeah, it's not a good time.
Yeah, I'm terrified
No.
of needles.
Nah, it's not the same thing. It's not the same
It
feeling. It's
isn't.
not. Yeah, I don't.
It's like if someone
needles
took
either.
a sunburn and slowly dragged it across you. Like
Yeah.
it's really not bad.
As long as I had
Okay.
something to loosen me up, I feel like I'd be fine.
Do they let you
don't-
drink or no? Don't they
don't.
not let
No.
You
yeah.
should not.
Beforehand?
You should not. No, don't.
Thins your
Uh,
blood.
Yeah, it thins your blood. You bleed more, and then it takes all the ink out.
Oh,
So
no.
the tattoo would be faded. Yeah, that's why my B was pink.
It doesn't hurt. It really doesn't hurt.
It hurts.
Doesn't.
Well, I got
it's
my-
like a,
Depends
it's
on where you
uncomfortable to a point. Hurt is not the word I would use.
get it.
It's
Really
like the
depends
same level
on,
of a piercing, right?
No, it depends on where
No.
you're getting it and how dark
Definitely.
it is. There's so many factors. Like for whatever reason, white hurts more than black. And then whatever like tattoos are darker, obviously gonna hurt more because they have to go deeper in the skin, but and the area and where it is. But either way,
For sure.
a 10 is not gonna, it's gonna be over in 2 seconds. We're not gonna, like Steve's not gonna get like a fucking back piece section 10 tattoo. that would hurt.
I'm
Like,
getting the
yes,
whole
if we're being
sign.
honest. But if we're just going to get a 10 somewhere, it'll be over like that. Like no, like you're if that's the only tattoo you ever get, then no, you're not in danger and it's not a true tattoo experience. No. So we'll see. I could see T-Dog and Martha getting couples tattoos.
I tried to get her to tap my name, and she wouldn't do it. There's like a sign of loyalty.
Why wouldn't you offer to get her name, you fucking misogynistic pig?
My mom's very judgmental about tattoos.
It's a sign of loyalty.
Your mom is judgment, so your mom doesn't like me?
No, but she's just like very old fashioned. She's like, "You're my boy. Like, don't do that to yourself." And I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Have
I
your
wanna do
mom
that.
ever asked if I went to prison before?
No, but you're like successful. Like I'm young and not
I know
successful.
plenty of people that are successful that have been to prison.
That's a good point. There's a lot of successful people.
Yeah. Look
Um,
at Jacob Fatu. He's been to jail. Right, Steve?
Does your
Yeah,
dad have a
100%.
tattoo?
I was gonna
No,
say.
my dad just has no tattoos. My mom has a couple.
Hmm.
I have one of my mom's tattoos.
I'd get my mom's name tatted. I get Martha's name tatted for fun.
I have my mom's
don't know.
handwriting. I have like 3 tattoos related to my mom.
I'd also get all my dogs tatted.
I'd get an Ellen tattoo.
Oh, you
Yeah,
get
why
me
not?
tatted? Nice, bro.
I'd get a Steve tattoo.
I tattoo all my dogs on my body, dude.
All my dogs.
Jared's just got a permanent ranking of his Peralts.
Yeah. I'd get a throat tat that just said Dan.
It's around your whole neck, damn.
Yeah.
Peralta.
Dan.
DP right on your throat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's
I, you know what I
Nelson
could
Pedroia.
do?
Yeah, that's what
I
they would
could do.
think. Yeah.
I could just do like right in the front of my throat. It just says Dan, and then like I can just in small text on the side. I can just finish like Aniel.
Yeah. She'd be like, I love that my name tails off on the side
Yeah.
of your neck. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
But just front and center, just Dan.
How great would that? 2 of your favorite people on your
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah.
Because it's
I'll go
Jerry
back.
with his Dustin Pedroia tattoo.
Yeah. Here he
Right
goes.
there on the old
Front and
throat
center. He's got
Yeah.
his DP.
Yeah.
hole. Guy loves it.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
yeah, that'll do it. Oh yeah, we never like addressed it. Like we didn't do like a show last
is it.
week. Yeah. I mean, we had shit to do. The fucking World Series is going on. Like, I can't record during World Series games. We were doing World Series podcasts after the World Series games. Then Coley's taking his kids out trick-or-treating, and then we're not going to record on Friday to drop on a Saturday. That's asinine. So there you go. Sunday episode to drop on Monday. Are we going to do another one on Wednesday or no?
I thought that this was this week's. Am I wrong in that?
I don't
Jake?
fucking know. Jake?
We'll figure it out. We'll let the people know, though.
Jake?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But at least, you know. And
you got this.
We already described what the bonus pods would be. Or the emergency pods. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Something happens. We'll be here. And then we'll figure out the rest of the podcast schedule. Assuming this is this week's pod, then it's going to be like you're going to get 2 episodes. Oh yeah, we were doing 2 episodes. Brother, I don't know what the fuck's going on. We'll pay attention to social media. Follow Tyler Milliken on Twitter, and he'll aggregate what we report
Selfie
about
video on
the
Wilyer.
podcast schedule. Yep. So, yeah. Any final thoughts, Steve?
No, I have no final thoughts for this one.
Okay.
I'm excited for my final thoughts. I'm excited for Tyler's Wilyer Abreu Gold Glove selfie video. I'm going to retweet it, Tyler. I'm going to retweet it on my account.
My dog.
Okay. Tyler, final thoughts?
Shout out Brooks Brannon down in the AFL right now. He's been swinging it really well. Only 20 years old. It's pretty still. While the AFL quality has come down in terms of like age competition this year, hitting 333 with 2 homers, still striking out a lot. Number 50 on Sox prospects right now, but nice to see him swing it well. Yes, but young guy who got
50?
Yes, but he was invested heavily in the draft when he was drafted.
Yeah, he's a catcher who doesn't catch. You love those
he's
guys.
probably not sticking behind there, so the bat's all we can really hope for.
Shout out Derek Calapuzzo.
Derek.
He's really put up some good at-bats, and I know that league doesn't really matter, but he's looking good.
Yeah,
I just don't know why he
Ninth
would stay where he was ranked. What benefit that was to anyone? You knew how. You should know how that would go over. Jared's like, keep it to 12. You're like, at number 50.
He's hit several baseballs with an exit velocity over 110 miles per hour.
Hell yeah, brother. Keep whacking them. Let's go, dude. Coley, final thoughts? What do you got on Calapuzzo?
I wasn't done.
Oh.
No, you're done.
Okay.
You're done.
If you're leading with Calapuzzo, then anything after that is just...
Well, it wasn't any. It was non-Arizona Fall League.
Please.
It's all good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Shout out Anderson Espinoza. Just signed a 2-year deal over in Japan. Made 23 starts last year with a 2.58 ERA. Crazy to think he's
What was
younger
the
than
FIP,
Darren
though?
Duran.
He does. They don't have those. That's why he didn't say it.
Nope.
That's exactly what happened there.
Nailed it. Yep. That is true.
Okay. All right. You done?
That's all. Yep.
All right. Coley?
Nah, I mean, I can't top Espinoza.
No,
I'll always believe.
no, yeah.
I'll always believe in Anderson Espinoza.
Yeah. Jake's takes?
Just can't wait to get tatted up in hopefully a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good time. It comes down to Steve. I feel like everyone else is committed to it. Steve's on the fence. I hope you say yes, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go thigh, like you can hide it somewhere. You don't have to go like wrist is saying like here it is. Can't hide the
No,
wrist.
that is true. Yeah, I'm gonna give it some good thought.
Yeah,
I'm
give
gonna think it
it
over.
some good thought.
Yeah.
Give it some good thought. All right. We'll be back eventually, I guess. We'll figure it out, and we'll be back with more Section 10. Signing off. Signing off, saying, "Ba-doop, doop, doop."
Buenas noches, amigos.